Alrighty. So, before we really get going here, another hero point coming through. You guys are getting loaded up, and you may need it. You may. I mean, remains to be seen, I suppose. It can't hurt, right? It can't hurt.
We love you, Kados.
Another hero point from Kados, the friendly mimic. Down the table to Rur. Best time possible for my first hero point. So, please, good sir, go make Nell proud and Baylor sigh. That's a reference to our previous campaign there. Putting you up to 3, correct?
4.
4? Oh,
Is it just this seat? Is that the
That's
secret?
That must be that chair,
Yep.
because
Yep.
when Matt was there, he was also just constantly showered with loads of hero points.
Location.
That is apparently the magical seat. Ready yourself. And along with that, I'm going to give you guys some session rerolls as well. So you load it up. You're kitted for battle. Buckets and buckets of hero points at the ready. And so let me go ahead and, thanks to Sirenscape, give us a little bit of local ambience for the situation. There we go. I hate it. Everyone should hate it. It's a swamp. It's not a great place to be. So, here in the southern end of this expanse, about as far south as we've been in our journeys, you've spent the morning readying your spells, your weapons, your armor, preparing yourselves, finally, to assault the Cinderclaw cult at their very heart. You spent weeks taking down these ritual totems that have powered this iridescent, multicolored shield that seemed impermeable until we realized that taking down the totems also stops the shield from being up, and then it seemed way less impermeable after that. But it has been a long time coming. And as we start right in here, making our way to the heart of their territory, they were guarded not just by magic, they've also been very well protected by the natural terrain. This side of the river, this far in the jungle, is a marshland, a bog, a standing swamp of still, largely green water, coated in sheets of algae, looking weirdly like land if you didn't know any better.
Just walk right off and gone.
It's deep enough that our friendly halfling cleric here would certainly be swimming if you'd tried to take it on foot. Good news, you have both a druid and a sorcerer who are one person, and some excellent craftsmen. And with part of your morning, you have prepared a raft. I'm going to bring us over to Arkenforge here for our map. You made a raft just large enough with what you have to get the group of you in around these roots and berms of the still massive jungle trees spread all throughout. Foliage is a little bit less dense here, perhaps by the very nature of the standing swamp, that there's less ground for them to fight over, and perhaps even less sunlight up above, as each of these trees seem to expand outward with a canopy near doubled in size from the vines and the lichen growing up and in every direction. And you've made it here. Not too long after you began rafting, I mean, you knew where you were going. You'd had this place scouted. You'd been working on this for some time. Came into view of this object up ahead of you. It looks very similar to the dragon totems that you have been toppling throughout your time in the Mongi Expanse, but it's much, much larger. 10, 15 feet across and standing on what appears to be the entire trunk of a massive tree jutting up out from the bog. Another carved wooden skull, black and perched atop a beam. And as you come out to the edges of the tree line here and look out to your left and right, you can actually see several of these, each representing one of the colors of the totems you have taken down. Their flames gone, their magic dispelled. The shield, not present at all. Now, you have a little insider information before you came here.
We did.
We did.
You got to talk with a nice little kobold who knew some things about this operation, particularly that they have a large crocodile, and that the large crocodile is not particularly friendly. And you, fortunately, had the shrunken corpse of a large draconic snake beast.
That had been cut into thirds.
Cut into several pieces because it was too
pieces.
large to shrink as one item. So you'd taken the tail of that and had cast it out into the swampy waters in the opposite direction from the fortresses earlier this morning, probably around an hour ago, before you paddled that around at a long distance out of sight to make sure that, well, at least hope this beast would be drawn away. But here, you get your first view of the fortress itself. It's pretty large. It's a massive structure jutting up out of the swamp of hardened red clay. Battlements and sentry towers packed and molded together around the outside of this inner building that only seems to come up maybe 20 feet or so above the water level itself. It's not particularly tall, it's just wide. You can pretty clearly see here that on this southern end, there are a pair of massive wooden gates set into this, an obvious and visible point of entry, aside from trying to scale up to the battlements itself. And the whole of this castle is planted on an enormous, what appears to be red granite slab, just kind of askew, one end of it under the surface of the water and the other just barely jutting out.
Well, this seems to match the rough map that was drawn by us by our kobold defector.
I wonder if this is salt water or fresh water.
Should say.
I would take the guess that this is fresh.
I'd probably call it
It is
dirty water,
quite stagnant.
actually.
And it's the center of the expanse. You're pretty far from the coastline here. It's
Did you just drink some of it?
No, I just wanted to make sure because
Fortitude save.
we
filth
salted
fever.
we salted the beta. I wanted to make sure we didn't oversalinate our crocodilian friend.
It was only this much salt. The salt doesn't expand with the... No, I know how this works. You won't be able to go and play your shell games with me, young lady.
Oh.
So I just kind of put you on this raft. You don't necessarily have to be in this order here. How are you all proceeding? Like, what are you
I
doing
am
as you
sitting
approach
in the
this
middle of
fortress?
the raft. There's not exactly much I can do to help with this thing.
And Dalren will actually take where Rur is. And I figured the best way to move this raft is actually to pole it.
I assume, yeah, probably you're pulling across the bottom. Or
Yeah.
Buddy at the front, are you handling that? Or
I think the both of us, actually.
Yeah.
I mean, I think the goal is to get across this thing as quickly as possible.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep a lookout. I heard there was a crocodile in here, and I know that it might have eaten all of that thing before it came over here, so it might be full, but it's still got big teeth.
And this raft couldn't move particularly quickly, especially with how much like obstruction there is in the swamp. You
With
have to
both
go
me and
around.
Dalren sitting in the front, it's like.
So realistically, you dropped off that third of a beta, almost a full hour ago on the other side of the fortress. Now, hoping that perhaps this creature would be
And
satiated.
depending on how large it is either a snack or a really good meal.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. Either way, I'm actually going to be poling with my geese arm because it's actually long enough.
So you have your blade at the ready in case there's a crocodile down there. You just pull a little harder.
There you go. There you go.
And I'm getting ready to use the diplomatic solution.
Please, Mr. Crocodile, don't eat us.
So, Buddy and Dalren at the front,
I'm
you're kind
searching,
of
yeah.
eye out, watching over, and whereas you're sat in the middle of this raft here, protected by your large friends.
Probably taking cover, but realistically, I'll
You can absolutely take cover, but behind this massive front line here.
I'll realistically be recalling knowledge, trying to learn about the things as we're approaching this.
All right, go ahead and give me a nature check. And what are you up to, Ray?
I guess I'll also be recalling knowledge
Then
because
you can roll me one as well.
26.
Nobody's. Are you both seeking, or is one you want to be scouting?
I'll
'Cause they're
scout.
very similar. They're both kind of looking out, but
I like the whichever one is perception.
There's the seeking one. Scouting doesn't have a roll. It's just a
Yeah,
bonus.
plus
I'll be
Yeah,
scouting,
yeah.
looking
Okay.
out for trouble.
25.
Solidly even. Pretty good. So the two of you, as you see this Cinderclaw fortress here in front of you, would be able to tell that while the granite slab it's perched upon is entirely natural, doesn't look like somebody created it with magic, its positioning seems a little odd. You haven't seen anything to suggest similar veins of such stone, especially not of such size, would be here. It's near unfathomable that they brought this in from elsewhere, but not impossible that large sheets of granite like this might exist somewhere beneath the surface, and it's much more... Both of you also being the cleric and the sorcerer would know it's not impossible to use magic to raise something like that to the surface. Whereas the clay that seems to make up the majority of the bulk of the castle itself is certainly no stone. It's no stone castle walls of any stretch of by any stretch of the imagination. It's
I'd
Holy-
imagine what we've been walking through for weeks.
Yeah, largely just hardened from the sun and who knows how long and whatever treatment it would have given. But it looks to be mundane and rough. It wouldn't be particularly difficult to scale, nor would it be impossible to just beat straight through if it really came down to it, especially, again, given the very large men in front of you.
So the southern entrance looks like a gate, right? It's like a gate
It
opening
does look
onto
like
the
a
water.
pair of wooden gates that open up onto the surface of the water itself.
They're awfully large. If you're going for a stealthy approach, it wouldn't be wise. But if we're interested in just storming the place, we could take that. Otherwise,
I mean, yeah. If you want to be quiet, we could always blow a hole in the side of the building.
well,
I mean, I don't know if you have the same definition of quiet that I do, but I feel like blowing a hole inside the building may not be it.
But it would be unexpected.
well, the other possibility is that we work the outsides, take the walls first, try to make sure that we don't have anyone up there who can fire down on us with bows or
And
rocks.
Well, I
Buddy,
can-
give me a perception check.
I can
on
figure
the,
that
on the
out.
mention of that, because the battlements are clearly visible to you from here. They're only about 15 feet above the water, and they don't really have any crenellations or defenses up there.
That's an okay roll.
Okay, 19 on the die, which is a 34.
So with a 34, you would be able to see that up on the battlements, there's at least one or two more boggard shamans. They seem to be equipped and kitted similarly to those you had seen back at the mine shaft. They're mystics, they're medics. But these ones seem to just be a little bit more prepared, a little bit more well-equipped, perhaps a little bit more capable. That said, they're certainly not on alert, as it doesn't either word of what happened at the mines hasn't gotten back to them yet, or, you know, they're just lazy. Because they're not really even looking out over the water. They're just kind of there.
Hey, based on what we've seen, very lazy sounds quite like the apt description.
And I certainly wouldn't like the idea of them being safe on top of a wall and able to rain acid arrows down on us.
Do we want a very detailed idea of what's up there? Because I can always send Severin up there to collect some
Before you really get
information.
the opportunity, as Buddy's looking up, the thing he doesn't quite notice
Oh.
is the massive alligator, crocodile,
I didn't see that, sorry,
not a
guys.
nature expert, surprisingly hidden in the swampy water here amongst the berms of the roots. And as it shows itself here, as it reveals, just it's in massive form. Near 20 feet long, this thing, probably 12 to 15, possibly 10 to 15 feet across. It's already sharking across the top of the water, jaws headed for you.
See, that was the problem. I didn't realize that's what a crocodile looked like.
Are
so-
you kidding me right now?
I mean, I would have
It
seen
occurs to me that you grew up in the mountains. You never would have
I-
seen one.
and I thought crocodiles
about
looked
that
like
beta.
lizards.
The other part of the beta,
So-
please.
But
I'm gonna need you guys to roll me some initiative.
Scout. Oh god, it's the crocodile.
yes.
Look at you.
Yeah, keep your +1s as Dalren shouts out that there is in fact a crocodile.
That's what a crocodile looks like.
Second roll of the game is a nat 20.
Yeah,
We're getting
look at
off
it.
to a good start.
Man,
I almost got a
Sirenscape
nat
giving me
1.
some good buttons here for
I
this.
know, right?
And as this thing comes up, as it breaks its cover, it is almost smashing through the surface of the water. A massive rippling wave spraying off of it as it emerges, rushing towards you. And it's not slow.
Well,
Common
that's
misconception, I mean, maybe not amongst
don't-
us because we
yeah.
all live in Florida. Crocodiles are not slow. They're very fast boys. All right,
Especially
Dalren,
in
let's start
water.
over here. What you got?
I have a 21. Yeah.
All right, and then we'll hop over to resume. Oh, Esvis's token is right here. You can fill in the
Stop.
corner. I don't need that. Resume.
I'm rocking a 34.
That's pretty good. Riv,
18.
what happened?
I rolled a 2.
Okay.
I was looking at the walls.
Buddy,
30.
30.
I'm just sitting down playing with my feet looking up at the walls. Like a toddler in the middle of the raft.
Just kicking your feet up. Having a good time. Alrighty, and the crocodile here is actually going to toss a villain point immediately. This one that I had from Link 1429 from before. Thank you for that, because that's a natural one. This is an ambush predator. You can't get a natural one.
Can.
Well, that's higher. Not fantastic, but it is going to put him at 26, which I believe is just above Dalren.
Yep.
Okay.
buddy? Dalrin?
Solidly above me, actually.
You like a 24?
At 21.
21. Oh, solidly above you. Yeah, okay. All right, Resume, you are the first to react as this thing is coming towards you.
Resume will cast. No, not gonna cast. I'm gonna take the other piece of beta
Yes!
out of my pocket and throw it into the weeds up by where it's going, and it's going to quickly expand out to a third of, well, a beta, because
You just made an improvised wall of meat.
It's particularly large, but yeah, here in between the you and this giant crocodile, you would throw forth just a massive.
because that is what I
Something.
carry around. Meat in my pocket, salted, ready for consumption anytime, any place.
And so I'd give you, it would take you just a single action to pull that out and one to just kind of toss it forth there, leaving you with one left.
That will be great because I will cast shield.
Okie dokie. Get a spell up in front of yourself before something bad happens. It seems like it's probably a good idea. Can I? It's gonna be squarey, but that's fine. It's a thing. It's a big squarey beta. Kind of want to draw lines in Arkenforge. Don't make fun of me.
Yeah, that's about right.
That's about right, actually.
But what I did learn from Arkenforge recently was how to put a nice little magical shield over you there.
Ooh, trippy.
So you pop up a quick ward to protect yourself, and buddy,
So here we are, just like paddling along, and then I see the crocodile, and I'm like paddling more vigorously.
paddling intensifies.
So can I just paddle super vigorously for a bit?
I cast row faster.
If you can't move the raft particularly quickly.
Well, yeah, I know that.
So
But quicker.
if you want to use an action, you could move the raft and everyone on it probably about 5 feet
Okay.
per action. It's not super quick.
Oh god. I'll do two actions of moving our thingamajigger,
All right.
and then I'm going to raise my shield.
Hopefully we don't get eaten. And that's going to bring us over to the crocodile friend. So as this giant thing just kind of appears in front of it, this crocodile's already rushing forward. He's not the smartest of creatures. And he rushes up and bites down on this chunk of dragon snake thing. Spending a couple of actions just biting into it, whipping his head back and forth, and lashing this thing around. It was huge, the thing that you had slain, but this crocodile is large enough to get its mouth around the body of this slain beta. And while it's distracted for a moment, as this raft is still kind of moving along here, it kind of turns its attention back forward. It's less hungry, perhaps, and more, maybe, territorial. But, Doran.
Well, that didn't last
Didn't-
nearly as long as I was
Yeah.
hoping.
I only have so much beta.
Well, it seems we're gonna have to defeat this guardian. Nothing for it, I suppose. Just pop the monocle off, put it away, and there's lightning crackle up as he goes to Dragon Rage. He already has his weapon in his hand, so he doesn't have to ready that. But he's just gonna let this lightning charge up and blast out and lance into this crocodile, and it has a reflex save.
Alrighty.
Does it take a penalty for being surrounded in conductive water?
Makes sense. Let me see. What do we got?
I zap the crocodile, fish just float up around it.
We're going
He is a
fishing.
little occupied ripping through a beta's corpse here, and he is going to get a 23 on his reflex save.
That's a fail. Look at that. All right, so he's going to take
He's also, again, in very conductive water, so...
25 lightning damage.
Alrighty. So as this surge rips through it, a pretty decent blast. It looks pretty mad. Not terribly injured.
That's my
Not
action.
that it resisted it at all, just it's a very large crocodile.
It's a chonky crocodile.
Rur.
Oh boy, I'm gonna look at the very large crocodile that could use me for a morsel, and I'm gonna start channeling a blessing to Sarenrae. Please, Sarenrae, may your holy light guide this creature away from us. And I'm gonna cast command.
Okay. I wasn't sure if you were just praying.
That's what all my spells are is prayers.
Go away, go away, go away.
Must go faster.
That's fair. So what level is this command?
It
Is
is.
it first level command?
Yes.
Okay. It's gonna make a will save, but as that's an incapacitated effect, and this is definitely
Command
higher
doesn't
than.
have incapacitate.
Oh, it doesn't. You're right. It's not incapacitated.
That's why it only needs to be a level 1.
It is going to be a 28 on its will save. It's
He barely succeeds. And then I'm going to cast Shield and pray some more.
Don't use the word pray.
You can never get enough praying around here.
Alrighty, so a shield for Ver as well then. And resume, as it comes back around to the top of the table here, you would notice that the sound of this battle is starting to get the attention of a couple boggards up on the ramparts. They're not exactly, at the ready. It's certainly going to take them a moment to get there. And you guys need to tell me when I don't give you the token. Come on.
Sorry.
We were a little
alarmed.
We were
A little preoccupied
We
by
were
the enormous
alarmed.
crocodile, I suppose.
Look at that
but,
thing, yeah.
IRL really alarmed.
That's why you need it, because it looks so much bigger when we get the actual token out. It's an absolute unit of a creature. Resume.
Oh boy, that's big. Resume, Dalrin having cast lightning, her hair will actually visibly puff out, and she'll actually stand there for a second looking a little confused, and then she'll kind of pull herself together and cast out a wave of slowing energy through the air that you can physically see pulse toward the crocodile before it hits him right in the face. I'm gonna need a will save as well.
Fortitude save.
Fortitude save, yes.
We always forget.
We'll get there.
We'll get there.
It's okay. I always forget Trip is reflex DC. There's a whole lot of new numbers and various saves and things. Well, the bad news is this is an enormous crocodile, and his fortitude save is pretty good. However, that is a natural 1.
Ooh.
Natural ones are a hell of a drug.
Natural 1s are a hell of a drug. You know what? Peyton gave me this for a reason. My God, if Paizo didn't want this crocodile to eat everyone, he wouldn't have given me this.
Who wants to see the natural 1 into a natural 1 right, right now?
Can we get the true combo?
Can we?
The double? No, it's going to be a 29 on his fortitude save.
So he will just pass also, but he will still be slowed 1 for till my next turn.
Yeah, he basically has slowed 1 this next round.
And I will shield again because it's a hot idea.
Yeah,
It's
I mean,
what
it seems
it's
like
what all the cool kids are doing.
You know, attempt to reduce the chance that he eats you. It's always solid, right? Keep at least something between you and him. And we got a couple of hero points when we go further down this. Destro Nets giving out the buddy. Go away, please. For is politely asking the crocodile to leave.
Go on, get.
I guess I was recalling knowledge. Would it?
Oh, right. I can throw you there as well. And Adawir load me back up with another one of those villain
Another
points there.
villain point.
The instant refund. This creature that size needs dice to back it up. What's your nature modifier?
14.
I forgot that you were recalling knowledge. You
I
were as
also
well, so
forgot
those are
because
both
I
your
was
nature
terrified for my
modifiers.
life.
Yeah.
We all got very distracted by the size. No one's ready for how big the crocodile
We were
is.
like, it's gonna
13.
be on the other side. It's gonna be on the other side. It's definitely gonna be on the other side. Was not on the other
Was
side.
not on the other side.
Alrighty, so what was yours?
14.
14, so you would know it's a really big crocodile, and it appears to be enormous. And Resume would know a little bit larger that this, like, similar family of a crocodile, it's almost an entirely different creature completely. Alright, dinosaur legend. Dinosuchus?
Dinosuchus, that is correct.
It is functionally an enormous crocodile. It's not really going to be particularly resistant or weak to anything, but its main danger is that it is so large. Its big old snapping jaws aren't really much for finesse. It's much more for taking and just swallowing immediately.
Like me.
Buddy.
Well, Ned has some awfully large teeth. I would say.
Those teeth would be short swords, easily.
Yeah, it could probably eat corn on the cob through a picket fence. That's close.
I love his idioms. They're great.
Oh my god.
Well, I feel like we should keep rowing. I'm gonna keep rowing.
Row your boat gently down the
was-
stream.
it
How
was-
many actions are you rowing for?
I'm gonna row for. I don't know. I think all 3, honestly.
Well, do you want to, like, veer towards the door,
Veer
but also
towards-
towards the crocodile, or you want to go more kind of adjacent?
I like
here?
that one.
That sounds pretty nice.
A
Yeah.
little bit of better distance, perhaps. And as you continue trying to paddle over towards the front door,
Good day, sir. Tip my hat. Keep
don't worry,
paddling.
we're moving along. Nothing to see here. Crocodile, however, while he is slowed one, is not happy about it, and it turns out that without even a step, even from where he is right here, he is so large he can reach out and bite Dalren from right there.
Are you kidding me?
He is like
God,
a 20,
really?
30 foot long crocodile. And as
God.
more of him comes out of the water, you realize he is dramatically larger than you even thought when he started coming out.
Jeez, he's got
This-
15-foot reach.
He's got 15 foot reach.
Oh my god.
Also, with the thing rowing away from him here, the back end is about as vulnerable as Dalren, and he's got no particular care one way or the other. You both look like food. So toss up for which of you two he's going to try to eat. Survey
Dalren,
says
go for it.
it's Dalren.
There we go.
Dalren, this monster is going to lunge forward, jaws a snapping towards you for a 38.
Oh, what was that? Just a 38.
Just a 38.
Okay, well, it's just kind of like out of the water, and then just kind of like he's on guard, he's ready, and then just the shadow. It's critical, bam.
You just disappear into the mouth.
Like, your geese arm's like a toothpick to this thing. It's so large. And as it does really get its jaws just entirely around you, you are going to take, fortunately, a low roll on the damage. So it's only going to be 36 points of piercing damage.
Okay.
As you are, you want to guess the card I'm about to give you, sir?
Chomped.
Grabbed?
It is, in fact, grabbed.
I had a feeling.
As this thing has just kind of chomped down Dalren, almost disappearing into its maw here. Fortunately, it's slowed one, so it can't attempt to eat you at this particular moment.
That's lovely.
Dalren. That's also your turn, which is good news,
That is
generally.
good.
That is
The
good
bad
news.
news is as he bites you, this is like a horror movie here. This
It's
thing's
already
massive
a
maw
horror
comes out of the
movie.
water, snaps on Dalren, and yanks him down into the mire. Because it pulls you adjacent when he grabs you. So it just yanks Dalren off the raft.
Well, you know what? It just pulled me into range. So, I guess breaking the grab, did we decide if that was an attack trait or not?
It is an attack trait, yes. Trying to escape does have the attack trait.
Okay, even if you use acrobatics or something
Yep, no matter
like
what
that,
you use.
right? Okay. Boy. Is this difficult terrain or very difficult
It's
terrain?
greater difficult terrain. in
So
the swamp.
Boots of
It's
Elvenkind
like,
do not
it's
help.
5 feet, so like it's...
So Boots of Elvenkind don't help with
It will
that.
not, no.
Curses. All right. So in that case, let's try to break that grab. It's not getting eaten with
Alright, so
the.
against his fort DC.
It's against his fort DC. Oh, jeez. I'm gonna use a session reroll.
Oh,
on
it's
that
actually his
die.
athletics DC, but it's the same number.
Okay, great. I'm still gonna use a session reroll.
Alright, I will
No,
take that from you.
that'll be a free reroll.
Oh, thank you. That'll be a
Alright,
free reroll.
Halfling Luck, take this back. He wants you to not be eaten.
It's worse.
The teeth are more powerful than fortune.
Where's like,
That's a
oh, watch out for the teeth.
26.
Hey, 26, think you already know that is not going to succeed, as this thing is like a cage of bone around you here with its fangs. It's got you pretty well.
All right. Well, nothing for it then. Let's just try to convince it to let me go. I'm just gonna dig this geese arm and just start doing some dental work. In the box, please. That's going to be not great. That's a 24. Imagine its
Yeah.
armor inside its mouth is probably
Yeah,
good.
24 is not terrible. It's not quite gonna be enough to pierce his hide, but it is close. The thing's large and relies entirely on its scales to protect itself. It's not like you're having difficulty getting the blade to connect with the crocodile.
Fair enough.
It's a very big crocodile.
All right. Well, I've only got one thing left, but I guess maybe what I can do is I can try to move me in there. I guess what he'll do is he'll just kind of try to crank that geese arm and just kind of it's a demoralize. I have intimidating glare, so I don't need a language with it. But it's really more like trying to convince him that maybe he doesn't want to eat me because I'm not very good for him.
Asserting dominance.
Yes,
is what we're going for
let's
here.
try for that.
All right, give me intimidate.
Hey, 19 on the die. That's gonna be a 29.
I mean, The fact that you have been bitten and are still fighting it somewhat effectively does seem to have intimidated the crocodile. He is going to be frightened one.
I'll take it.
His prey doesn't usually fight back. Brr.
Oh boy, we're leaving. I'm gonna 5-foot step over to Dalrin, reach down, slap you with both hands, and say, Saren Ray lets you go, and freedom of movement.
Ooh.
Ooh.
We're leaving.
I don't think I get this grab. I don't think I'm grabbed no more.
I didn't know that was a thing that we had. So what? That's a new one. What's the mechanics of that one here in our new
For
second
10
edition?
minutes, he cannot be grappled, grabbed, or otherwise have his movement interrupted.
Just can't.
Cannot.
All right, fair enough.
But it is touch, and it is 2 actions.
Solid. So that's your turn, and with that magic, you would immediately just.
You got canola oil.
I'm not entirely sure on the mechanics of how exactly.
There's
freedom
like
of
a
movement
bar
works.
of light that just goes crank,
Yeah, just-
crank, crank.
It's like a little car jack.
It could just be magic butter.
But
Solid.
the water doesn't hinder you anymore.
Oh, it also does that too. Oh, that's good. I could just still like
Yeah,
run
it's
right
not-
through that
the
friggin'
water.
water.
Is no longer slowing you. It's not greater difficult terrain anymore. So as the boggards on the ramparts here, as the fight continues, start to call out and summon forth some of their allies, more boggards are starting to amass. You can see 4 of them so far that have come together. Let me try and get this back lined up where you guys already are. It's the inverse of what I
Good,
see.
Good.
Okay.
Nice.
And I'm gonna roll initiative for these lads.
I wouldn't.
They're not super quick to respond, but they're here now. And yeah, they're not super quick to respond, but they're here now. With a 17, they are starting to amass. They are croaking out an alarm to each other, and more of them are coming from the far end of the fortress and from inside where the battlements attach. As they start to ready a defense. Resume.
Resme will look at the crocodile again and get this big wide-eyed look in her eye and kind of panic throw out another one of those slow, thick-moving air spells that you guys can almost feel wash over you. And he can give me another fort save.
Okie dokie, not a bad idea. It'd be a 26 on that one.
Oh, that'll just need it.
Oh,
Dang
I
it!
thought I was gonna fail.
No, that's exactly it.
That's exactly it. That's a 6 on the die, so you got pretty lucky, but not quite lucky enough. He is gonna be slowed 1 again.
And I will shield again because you never have enough AC around this thing.
Alright, so pop that back up on yourself. I should get one of these little cool little effects for slowed. I don't have one though. Alright, buddy.
I see Resume over there just cowering. I'm like, you can grab a stick too. As my like, as you see the arms that are with that, I'm just like pushing along, become a blur.
I'm trying to keep him occupied.
So, are you rowing away from Dalren? Because he has
Yeah.
freedom of movement. He's not okay.
You'll be fine, Dalrin.
I'm good. I got this.
But he's just
See you, friend.
Alrighty.
I'll come back for you before he starts digesting. No, not to worry.
Well, it may not have a hold of you anymore, but it's certainly mad about it, and it's gonna try to bite you again here from point blank, trying to get you in its mouth. Gonna come through with a 34.
34 will only regular succeed.
Not gonna crit you that time, that's good, but it's gonna deal another 21 points of piercing damage.
I've had worse.
And then his second action is going to still be attempting to grab you. The crocodiles understand magic. It's still trying. It doesn't understand why, by all logic, you should be in its mouth, and yet you somehow aren't.
It's like a dog at a window. It's like,
I cannot conceptualize
Yeah, I know. It's,
because you fit in its mouth, but it can't keep you there.
I think my body just kind of partially like liquefies or atomizes, and I just kind of slurp out.
it is a transmutation effect, is it not? So
Yes.
I believe you are it literally warps his body. Like it's exactly like that around its
That's
teeth.
disturbing.
He's made of butter.
He's a jelly baby, and the
Jelly
crocodile
Flow like
just-
blood.
You are right.
There you go.
And he's getting more mad, but he cannot eat you. And slowed 1 again, that's all he's got. So Dalren, yeah, you are not inhibited by the difficult terrain of the bog anymore. because, freedom of movement. So
Freedom of movement, that's a very handy thing. All right, well, it seems like they're getting well on their way. If I can just keep this guy occupied for a little bit longer, I think
what a
we'll be
legend.
okay.
He's gonna stand and fight. True barbarian.
I said keep him occupied. So Dalrin's gonna dip into his bag and pull out his shiny, brand new mist form elixir. Pop that top off and just chug it down. And so I'm gonna gain
Distraction.
concealment for a whole minute, actually.
Okay. So you got freedom of movement. You got concealment. I think we've got one action left.
And
also.
I've got one action left. Well, with 35 feet of movement, I think I can skirt on up, and I'm going to make you zoom that map out. I'm sorry.
I can move it. We're good.
Ooh, yeah,
Yeah, we got a little room.
I got some space. You going 35 feet straight north?
Yes.
Up kind of alongside here, just trying to draw attention.
I'm trying to draw its attention as I run, yeah.
And as you get, I will zoom it out a little bit here. As you get a little further up, you can see these boggards as they started to assemble. I just want to make you move the minis around as much as
Yeah, I
possible,
figure.
really.
Gotta
I
put on
like
a
it.
good show.
We hate you.
Rrr. And here are some just
Boggarts.
boggarts. You
Now,
can
a question
take
about
all of these.
a
You may
question
need
about the
them.
boggarts.
Answer about the boggarts.
Are they up on the wall, or is this a ramp where it's at our level?
They are up on the wall. They're about 15 feet above the surface of the water up in the ramparts.
This could be pretty fun.
The ones that are visible up here on this little rounded part are actually up in a tower and are about 30 feet above you.
Just those
this
three for
lower
now.
area is about 15.
I'm sure there'll
Okay.
be more.
And then this is the front gate.
Yes, and that big orange thing there is the massive wooden front gate. You can see it's very obvious.
All right, I think, Dalrin, that's a fantastic idea. Hold it off for just a little bit longer. We're gonna get inside.
Good word.
You're doing a good job.
And we never saw Dalrin again.
And I'm going to spend 3 actions just putting my feet in the water and kicking.
You've got large feet, so
I got big feet.
it helps a lot.
I'm a
All
halfling.
right, 5, 10, 15. You spend 3 actions paddling this as hard as you can. So the boggards up top have at this point realized something is amiss.
I wonder what.
So the 2 that are up in the tower are going to rush down at the ramparts alongside their ally, whereas several more of them are going to make their way up into the tower above.
Excellent.
You can see about 6 of them up on the ramparts by this point. They have got a pretty good number.
Yes.
2 of them are scampering as
Yes.
quick as they can, and 1 up top is calling them and pointing down to the raft, and the 3 that are on the lower rampart, seeing all of you paddling towards the front gate of their fortress, are going to start conjuring together some magic and slinging green bolts down from on high, 1 at each of you. So, it is here. Rrr. This is going to fly towards you for a 31.
Does not crit.
Does not crit.
Thanks to the
Resume.
bracers.
Resume still got
See?
your. There you go. You got to do the thing immediately.
We had to talk you into getting those.
No, I wanted the bracers. I didn't want a rim.
Did you get both, or did you just get a
No,
no, you
just
got
got
the
the
stack.
bracers.
That's right.
Yeah, I just want the bracers.
Resume, you got your shield up, and you got one coming down at you for a 15. It's not a great shot.
Resume doesn't even realize he did it.
This kind of flies alongside and just
There's a lot
dissipates
of
in the
stuff
swamp
in the
next to
way.
you. Buddy, as you're paddling, you don't have your shield up. It's gonna be a 23 towards you.
And it actually, I am in such a blur of motion, trying to like just paddle away. They could barely tell where I am.
Pinwheels for arms.
Yeah, exactly.
Champion here. So that one is going to just kind of strike the raft next to you. So Brewer is the only one who's really going to take one of these to the face. And as they're kind of scrambling on the battlements and rushing to position, kind of flinging these a little hastily, they're not at their best. They do seem to be more competent and more potent spellcasters than the ones you had faced back at the mines. Brewer, this is going to smack you for...
He rolled max again, didn't
Like,
he?
he got that.
You can't kill him. He hasn't taken any damage yet.
It's not a crit.
But I rolled 3d8s and it's 3 8s. Like, that's
Yeah.
Okay.
that's also plus 4, so it's 28 points of acid damage.
Oh, he's a big boy. He can eat it.
He's an adult. He'll be fine. He
Is
just
it 28?
lives small.
He doesn't really need a
28
face.
Points of acid damage. And you are also going to, it's going to kind of cling to your robes a bit. You guys start taking a little persistent damage on that as well. I can't believe I just rolled triple 8s on 3d8s. That is phenomenally unlikely.
I could figure out the statistics for you.
Yeah, we
if
can
you
do that.
want.
It's 8 cubed. We can do it later. Resume.
And I'll call out, if you get us over to those doors, I may be able to pry them open.
Give me a minute. I'm gonna try to limit their ability
Doors.
to kill our caster. And I'm gonna cast out a fireball, and an inferno will erupt in the middle of all of them, and it will be a 20-foot burst
About
out.
there,
That
probably.
exactly.
Woo! Look at that! Oh,
Right
it's
about,
gorgeous.
right about that radius, you think,
Yeah,
approximately?
that's about
Okay.
right.
Dawn just lean back a little bit.
I realized very recently that Arkenforge has a whole bunch of really cool spell effects that I just haven't been using, so you may notice I'm throwing all of them in here now. So it's about yay big. That's gonna be 6 buggers. I'm just gonna roll them in pairs.
Yep,
The
reflex.
ones down on the ramparts are going to get an 11.
Oh,
That is going to be a critical fail.
That's
They're
the,
really busy flinging spells.
That's these two, right?
That's the 3 down there that I'll just cast acid
Ah.
on. And the 3 up in the sentry tower are going to be coming through with a 24.
That will still fail.
Still fails, but not a critical failure at least. They got that going for them.
So these 3 are dead. Those 3 are not feeling
By the
good.
way, 1 in 512, chat says. with triple H.
thank you, chat. Thank
Oh,
you.
Wow.
Nice.
I'm rolling
That's
max
also very
too.
spicy.
That's going to be 31 points of fire damage.
All right, so 62 is absolutely going to incinerate the 3 buggers on the ramparts. Like, they're gone. 31 is going to pretty significantly injure the 3 up top as well as they all recoil back. Again, this tower is just an open rooftop largely. They don't have any cover or anything from this, and they've got nowhere to hide as this erupts in their faces.
Take the fire!
You finally got to do one!
Lesbia's arms are out and she just is exulting. And then she's like, oh yeah. And then she'll come back and she'll shield up again.
All right, making sure you keep some defense up. All right, buddy.
It's the first time you've been able to throw a fireball and not feel like a war criminal.
Why you make me feel bad about my AoEs?
I'm gonna row forward twice and kind of maneuver us right in front of those doors. And then I will move up in front of the doors.
And so Buddy takes position to try to have these things open. And as you get up close, they're massive, but they don't appear to have any kind of latch or locking mechanism whatsoever. It's just their incredible size keeping them closed. So but they're so hefty that it definitely looks like it would be some effort to pull them open through traditional means. You could also, buddy them, but we'll leave that till we come back.
I mean,
around
we'll
to you.
see how it goes.
This crocodile, no longer slowed, is just not understanding what the hell is happening. That's going to move up towards Dalren, as close as it needs to. It doesn't have to move very far. It largely just turns around and snaps out at you. And it's one of the things that's kind of hard to visualize because the croc is like 3 times bigger than the token. The token is just the impassable area it occupies in combat and like the middle of it.
That's the belly.
It's
Yeah.
like 30 feet long, at least. It's huge. And it's going to snap out at you for a 28.
How's the concealment check?
Ooh, concealment check, right? It's just a flat DC 5, right? You're just regular concealed?
Yeah.
She's going to fail it, actually!
Woo!
Value.
Okay.
Best frickin' how many points? How much? 30 gold or
gold.
something like that? Great.
Crocodile doesn't understand what's happening. It's
It just paid
confused.
for its weight in a healing potion.
Totally did.
It gives up. It swims after the raft.
You're weird. I don't like you.
I can't eat it. I'm just stupid. Dalren.
I was. Darn
Too
it.
defensive. Too defensive.
Defensive. I gave up and left. Oh boy. All right. Let's see here. Oh god, all of our squishy people are there too. All right. So they seem to have it well in hand. So Dalrin's just going to flash up and stay about 10 feet away from it. Is this thing? This thing's huge, isn't it?
It is huge.
Oh, I can't trip it.
Titan Wrestler?
No, I don't have
Feels
Titan
bad.
Wrestler.
It is, in fact, it's too large for you to possibly even think about tripping it.
Ah, goodness
That's one
gracious.
move action up alongside the battlements here.
All right, then I'm going to try to just. I'm just gonna whack it. That's the only thing I can do.
Pay attention to me!
Hey. Oh, that's pretty good. That's a 34.
34 is not going to critically hit, but it is going to be a solid strike.
Okay.
good.
Do I need to split out my slashing frost and lightning?
Crocodile just
All
go
right.
nuts. He does
Love
3
it.
types of damage on his swings now. He's
It's like
He's complicated.
bookkeeping nightmare.
He's an electric barbarian with some draconic rage lightning and a frost rune in his geese arm. Like he's doing all. He is the tornado of damage types.
31.
If you're weak to something, I'm gonna find it. 31, you said?
31.
Alrighty. 31, going to bring him up to there.
And-
With 1 action left.
Another swing. Oh, a 19 on the die. It's pretty good. So 15. It's two less than the other one.
Hits
So
him again.
normal hit.
Solid pair of swings.
Let's see. 11.
Pay attention to me. Whack.
28.
It's a crocodile. Yeah, it's time.
So with those 2 blows, you're starting to blast and slash a pretty large wound into its side. You got its attention again.
You actually moved me to the.
Oh, you want to be behind it?
Oh, well, I'd
it's
like to
just-
flank it.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
Oh, if you were flanking, then that means
You're not
Oh,
threatening. You're
flanking
too
'cause
far
they're not
away.
threatening. None of you are threatening it. We think
But
all the way up the
if
map.
it grabs one of you and pulls you in, then I will actually be in a position to flank it.
If he eats her, I'm flanking. Barbarian thoughts.
It's like, might as well make the best of it.
I should
Hard
have
to
his
see.
door open pretty soon.
I'm going to hold and trust in Buddy.
Alrighty. Tell me when you want to step in here. You want to go after Buddy?
Yeah.
Okay. So the boggards up top are pretty concerned about the things that have taken place in the last several seconds, but they seem to be bereft of any healing spells. So, you know what? Morale check.
I'm saying that's one way to not take more damage in the fight is to leave.
One of them, the nearest one, is going to cast a spell. You no way you could hear the incantation or even barely see him over this thrashing crocodile in the water next to you. But with the finish of this cast, he is going to leap off into the distance. You see the frog actually jump so far that he makes his way to the next tower with a magically enhanced
Wow.
jump.
Wow, look at that
That's
guy.
incredible.
You're still in range of fireball.
The second, they don't speak common. The second is going to cast an acid arrow, and he does not know who to aim for here. So it's just a total toss-up. 1, 2, 3, 4 around the table. Survey says 2. Rur's catching another one. Which you would still, I guess you'd take your.
It hasn't been my turn yet.
Yeah.
You can delay and not take persistent damage.
Well, I would imagine
I'm
that.
thinking, like, can you just delay it forever? And not damage? I don't feel like that's right.
I would imagine at the end of the round, I would
Yeah,
still
if
take
it
it.
comes around, you'd still take your gross. You haven't taken it yet. But he's seen one land on you, so he's just going to try to, he has the most basic of combat tactics. Focus one of them down. Second acid arrow going to come flying in to duck for a 16.
He missed.
He's also, he's very distracted.
A lot of wall in the way.
Yeah,
I'm
a lot
tiny.
of wall in the way. He's very on fire. And the last one is actually going to panic cast a different spell. And as he does, an eruption of mist is going to pop up over the sentry tower, enshrouding the 2 boggards that are left.
Oh, it's the spell that's bad now.
It kind of conceals you from them, too,
Yeah.
so they literally can't see you anymore. They're a little spooko.
Again, doesn't save you from fire.
It totally doesn't.
This just strictly makes their situation worse. But he's scared. Resume.
So I guess I can't use lightning on them if I can't see them.
You don't have
It's
to
a
target
line.
anybody with lightning. You just shoot
Okay.
a line.
Yeah.
You can just blast one up there.
Yeah, I'm just gonna blast an electric arc up at them.
And those, an electric arc, you do need to be able to target.
Okay, that's what I thought.
That's target.
I believe they're just concealed in obscuring mist, though.
Yeah, it's
which
just
means
concealed.
you can
It's DC
target
5
them, you
tech.
just need to make a DC 5 flat check.
Okay, that's fine.
Would you have to make 2 since it's
Yes,
targeting
you need
2
to,
separates?
1 for each of them. So the foremost one,
Do you want your little dicey box or roll in here?
Yeah, we
It's
have
an
those
11 and a
boxes for
4,
emergency.
so one of them.
So the back one won't get it, but you can catch it. You can see the one
Okay.
foremost.
I need a reflex save from him.
He is going to get a 30. He's not playing anymore.
Okay, he'll take half damage then.
That's what panic does. You roll
I can
30s.
take that other mug.
he's very
I can
scared.
take that other mug.
He's gonna take 5 points of damage if it's half.
All right, yeah, not quite gonna put him down after the fireball. I believe there's one action left.
We will shield again.
Surprise. We're gonna do the thing that stops us from dying, hopefully. And that will bring us to Buddy.
So I've got my shield here attached to my arm, and I'm gonna wedge the back of it and try and like wedge it in, and just get as much of it open. Even if it's kind of spring-loaded, I can just hold it there for people to go through, or
So are you gonna? Are
try
you
and
going?
pry them open.
So you can make you got two options here. You can pry on it and just kind of slowly but certainly get the door open, or you can make an athletics check to just go as hard as you can and break it, just force it open, bash the things.
I mean,
as
the
you
second
can.
option sounds real appealing.
It does sound really Buddy, is why I presented, because it doesn't sound to me like you are trying to break them, which is it's not the Buddy I know.
Nah.
Well,
But-
I was trying to just, if it looks like it's just a big
Yeah, it looks
bar
like- it
door,
looks like it
I
will
could
just
just
open.
pull it open.
All right,
But
so as you
like,
start pulling on it, with one action, you will get it open about 5 feet.
oh, well, there you go. Does it stay open? Do
It
I
is
feel?
incredibly hefty, and it does just stay open. Yes,
And that's one action.
that's one action.
Wow, that was so much easier than I thought that was gonna
There's
be.
actually no check. Literally anybody can just spend. Oh, it's actually if you tug it open, it's your entire turn. I read it wrong.
Oh,
It's
that's
3
fine.
actions
Okay,
to
cool.
get it a little open.
Yeah,
It's a
yeah,
massive
yeah,
door.
yeah. That's what I figured. I was like,
Yeah, I was like, that does
that's
seem
so
really easy, doesn't it? Oh, it's good. It's your whole turn. I
Yeah,
can't read.
I just pull the whole thing open.
All right, so Buddy's got the door a little open here.
I
You
can't
can now.
drag resume with me, can I?
You cannot
No,
know.
you're
You
also
can,
very
however,
tiny.
see around. I guess you can't see anything from here. Actually, on the corner of the big
Yeah.
door, but you can see it's opened a bit.
I'm trying not to open the door too fast, or else they'll just smack Rur into the alligator.
Well, I'm going inside.
Yep.
You're 25, right?
Yeah. So I'll go inside with.
Yeah. One move will get you in there, and as you get inside here, it's about only 10 or so feet high. It's about as high as a normal room. So it's not cramped, it's just oddly low for how massive this chamber in here that you see is. And as you make your way into it, you can see that the walls are covered with about 6-inch long wooden spines, like a For Honor Death Hazard. Each of them having been carved kind of to resemble a dragon's tooth. It's well lit in here, so Buddy, forgive me, I'm going to borrow you for a second because you have the vision. There we go. And you can see that it leads into a relatively empty area, actually, with 4 doors lying on the backside and a single statue of what appears to be the similar clay to this building of a massive humanoid dragon standing in a kind of imposing stance on the center on the back wall.
Given our experience with statuary and Wongi,
Can I see through the gate at all? Is it like a solid slab, or is it like?
It is a
slats?
solid slab of wood reinforced with hardened clay, so it's completely solid.
Well, then I would run in and to the right where I can still see resume,
Okay.
Through the
Just
open gap?
barely kind of in, yeah.
and I will cast Preventative Ward, which is a 2-action cantrip on her and the crocodile. So she gets a +1 against it.
Okay, fair enough.
Reflex save, or all saves, and your AC.
Okay.
And then your damage, or your.
And then you
And then
take
persistent.
some persistent acid damage. You
That's
will
not a
fit in roll
D20.
and
yeah,
you
I
can
was
take
like, what is that
Yeah.
for?
1 acid damage.
And it keeps going.
Adrenaline's a hell of a drug. You don't feel it that bad.
Yeah, just a little scorch.
Well, the good news is the crocodile has successfully been pissed off by Dalren, so it
I'm good at that.
kind of whips around, very upset, and is gonna try to bite at you once more for a 42.
A 42 may critically hit me, but he needs to make a concealed check.
Do it.
How many volts was they got?
You're really,
Come on!
He's so inept.
I'm just an angry cloud. It's
Can't
just
blow all my villain points on the ground. We haven't even got into the castle yet. I can't blow them
There's
all.
this little cloud.
It's a little rain cloud that just zaps him with electricity.
It's a 20% chance, Crocodile. Come on.
And his massive mouth just can't seem to capture the cloud of stingy, angry electricity.
Why is he so bad at this?
He should just leave. Leaving would be
Yeah,
great.
he should
Yeah,
just
come
be-
on.
Hang his head in
Probably-
shame and just
Yeah.
sulk it up in his blood.
Probably really embarrassed.
There's more beta that way.
There is more
Roll-
beta.
Yeah, he's gonna try to bite you again. I'm gonna roll a concealment check first. Okay, pass a concealment check.
This is
Then-
what you get for rolling a concealment check after the
Yeah,
crit.
that is what I get. Pass the concealment check, and then he is gonna bite you for a 35.
Only a normal hit.
Dang it, my natural.
Oh, wait, I'm raging. Sorry. Critical.
Haha! We still got him. We're in there. All right, Crocodile. You are going to take.
Numbers.
Math is happening in my head.
No, it's not.
62 points of piercing damage.
Whoa.
Ouch.
And as he
Not
is
grabbed.
I'm not
As
grabbed.
he has surely got you this time, he is going to use his third action to grab you and just fail because he's an animal and doesn't understand what's happening. Dalren.
My own
He's-
blood is actually lubricating myself quite well.
It's time to go!
That sounds like an excellent idea. So he's just going to glide through the swamp, not even leaving ripples behind, as his body seems to almost atomize and flow around this crocodile. I'm going to dip inside, and I'm going to finish actually right next to Rur, in front of him if I can, so I don't block the doorway.
Okay. And
Could you move me?
I'm sure that's not 3 actions. You got 35-foot move speed.
I do have a 35-foot
Yeah,
move
like
speed.
I'm positive that's 2 at best.
So I guess I'll. It might even be 1. Hang on, let me see. 5, 10, 15, 20.
It's 2.
25.
It's 2 because you got to.
It's 2? Okay, so I've got 1 action left. I'm pretty badly beat to crap here, but I guess I'll drink a lesser healing.
Draw
I will
lesser
draw
healing.
a lesser healing.
Ready to drink this here in a moment. Boggard's up top. Can't really see anything anymore. The one thing that they can see is Resme, and one of them has still got an acid arrow loaded up, so he's going to cast that down. Concealment first. Okay, he makes concealment. Dang it, that was the roll I needed to hit. Okay. And he is going to cast for, I got a 2 in a row. That's going to be a 32.
That will regular hit me.
Which means as he strikes, no, come back to me when I drop it on my dice today. You are going to take 14 plus 4, 20, 18, 29,000, 18.
29,000 damage. Goodbye.
18 points of acid damage. And you as well are going to be afflicted by this kind of clinging acid from their magic. Because another one of the boggards is going to come flying out of the cloud here. As he also just leaps away out of the further tower, realizing that you're kind of out of their league.
You'll see the familiar form of a spirit rise out of her and take the bulk of the damage. She'll get a gash across her shoulder blade, though.
Start to seep into your...
And then it is your turn,
shoulder.
Resme.
Resme likes the idea of being inside. Let's go inside. Let's get beat behind Dalrin so that we can bleed together.
Okay, so...
And so I'm gonna move, and then can I try to... I'm actually gonna take some of the water that I have, pull it out, and try to pour it on me to get some of the acid off.
Okay. All right. So you want one move action can get you to either of these spaces.
Yeah, that's
too.
fine. Where I am right now.
Okay. And then, yeah, you can use your last 2 actions absolutely to try and expunge this acid from yourself. So give me that flat check here.
Because acid
You are-
sucks. That's a
Hey!
nat 20.
All right. Well, yep. You are no longer suffering. You
Take that
any
card.
of that damage. Apparently, they're not great with these acid arrows. It seems. Buddy.
Well, I'm gonna step inside and I guess leave the door open because that's 3 at full turn, right?
Or it's an athletics.
Or an athletics check.
Can you yank it with an
You
athletics?
can yoink.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. I'd like the door to be closed for no other reason than it's further away from the alligator. Okay. Athletics check, 30.
And with 30, you heave on this
And Rur gets smushed.
and pull it to seal it behind you. We're right in the doorway there.
We're the most polite group of sieging attackers.
We closed the door.
Close the door
after that.
behind us.
We didn't mess up their walls. We're stand-up people.
We haven't messed up their walls yet.
You guys are so just generally friendly.
Just
and you're so
generally nice
polite.
people.
So
So you're. Yeah, sorry.
Closing the door behind you, you don't hear the sound of an enormous crocodile bashing itself against it or anything. It perhaps has fallen into a near endless depression at the hands of giant individual Ren. But it doesn't really seem to, have the willpower to try to climb up out of the swamp and continue doing things to you.
It's an ambush predator.
It is an ambush predator. Its ambush has failed spectacularly, but what matters is that you tried, bull buddy. You gave it a good effort. You may have failed 2 20% concealment checks out of 3, but it's okay. You did eat a barbarian a lot, so... so it wasn't all
Trade-offs.
That was like the greatest mist form elixir I have ever.
That's probably one of the most valuable 30 gold anyone's ever freaking
Yeah,
It's
spent.
amazing.
Really. I mean, that really helped.
It's why I'm not down, honestly.
Yeah, it would have been really hard to come get you. Actually, I said I would come back for you, but
Maybe.
I lied.
maybe.
Well, thankfully, the freedom of movement would still would have been on me, so my unconscious body, he
Would've
wouldn't have
been
been able to
impossible to
slurp me
grab.
up. So he'd eventually gotten frustrated and gone after something
Yeah,
else.
it's true.
Well, by that logic, he couldn't pick you up either.
It's true.
That would have been really tough.
So,
That's
You
okay.
just kind
Lay
of
on hands.
exist there.
Yeah,
Come on.
It's true. Yeah. Lay on hands.
so you all
Yeah.
come in this
Floating.
enormous gateway heaved shut behind you by Buford here to the much quieter inside of the fortress. It's almost immediately the splashing and writhing of the crocodile falls behind you. Now it's weirdly quiet in here. The boggards on the ramparts seem to have noticed the fight, but most of them are dead or still outside in a state of sheer panic. So
We probably don't have too much time.
there's nothing here to meet you or anything.
Pull a tooth out of my side and throw it.
Yeah, so you're saying the walls are lined with spikes?
The walls are literally lined with 6-inch long wooden spikes carved like dragon's teeth.
Can
kind
I
of
take
all
like
around
a
the
seek
outside of
action to
them.
make sure like
That looks
that
very-
the floors aren't trapped or like the walls aren't
Yeah,
gonna
if you're-
suddenly close in
Well,
around
as
us?
you're all into the fortress here, what are you all doing?
Well-
Because if you were just seeking, then yeah. You
Rur,
don't
if
get
you
what-
wouldn't mind, something quick at least.
Thanks to the Advanced Player's Guide coming out and providing us with the medic background, I'm going to double slap you with a battle medicine.
That just sounded
Fisting
wrong.
battle medicine.
Why are you smacking him?
All right, what are you going for? Are you going for that hot master tier? Or?
Yep.
Okay. So
Which is only a 10 on the die for me now.
well, that's pretty solid. All right, so your first one, you get 55% chance.
That
Ooh,
is a
nine.
reroll. That is my session reroll because that is a
See,
9.
that's what happens when you brag about your odds before you roll it. That's exactly what happens.
It's like forgetting to roll the concealment check before you roll your attack.
Yeah.
Oh god.
2 at 3, I can't critically fail it, so.
But your first battle medicine is going to fail.
He catches me right in the eye.
Yeah.
Ow.
He's trying to really quickly tend to some, honestly, quite severe wounds. Where are you, how
What
are
is
you
with
looking?
this dice?
You're looking right now.
How am I looking right now? At 19 health out of 118.
Master Dalrin, why don't you let me help you?
I'll take whatever help I can get, please.
Yeah, so this dice is going in the
You
jail.
fail both.
Yeah.
So with 2 quick actions, Burr gets really overexcited, I guess, about trying to heal you. Unfortunately, it doesn't make it worse, but
I guess I'm technically still raging.
there's no enemies anymore, so I mean your rage would end.
Oh, yes.
Master, if you'll just stay still for half a minute.
Very well, very well.
Stop twitching.
You pull these teeth out of me.
Resme will lay her hands on you, and a greenish light will emanate out of her and onto you, and you will heal for 40 points of damage.
Yeah, primal.
You have heal now?
I do.
She can prepare it in
I
her
can
primal
prepare it in
spells.
my-
Oh
as
yeah, you
primal
have primal
slots.
spell list. That's fair.
We're
Okay.
coming into the master dungeon. I figured having more heals was never a bad thing.
I'll take a lesser healing potion that I pulled
Rur
out.
is offended.
Yeah.
I'm upset.
Gloves, the greater gloves is 3d8 plus 17, right?
Probably.
Yes,
I don't know
that's
off the top of
exactly
my
what it
head.
is.
That's what I remember it being, so that's what I'll roll.
I can give me one, so yeah, we'll go with that.
Because I'm going to pop myself with that because I don't feel fantastic either.
You took some solid hits there.
Also persistent
And
damage.
you are actually, yes, still taking some acid damage here. 4D, it's 4d6 plus 15.
4d6 plus 15.
And, so you want to roll me a d20 real quick?
Yeah, sure.
No, Rur, because you still have the acid as you came through the door.
15.
Okay, so you'd only take 1 more hit of it, and you would take 4 more points of acid damage before.
Okay.
Little math rocks. That's the best description for dice I've seen.
A bunch of tiny math rocks.
I heal for 24. So I'm only missing 4 health.
Nice.
That's
So
sad.
28. Or 5, because I took 1.
And then while we're all rolling things here, Buddy, as you're coming in the room, seeking pretty hard. Darwin, I imagine you're still on scout
I'm
mode.
real worried about these spikes coming in.
You're still on scout mode.
Yeah, I'm really surprised there aren't any defenders waiting for us, but I'm just happy to take it up.
Everything
Give
about
me a
this is
perception
suspicious.
check.
I'm gonna pull another lesser healing potion actually.
That's
Everyone's so getting ready
only
and-
that's only a 25.
So the 25. Yeah, you would not see any kind of defenders rushing to stop you as you come in. However,
That doesn't make me feel any
what
better.
you would definitely hear are the sounds of, well, maybe a chant or perhaps a prayer coming from deeper within. And through the clay and timber walls of this fortress, they don't block sound particularly well. Stuff comes through decently enough, but this chant appears, it sounds like it's very loud. Someone very dedicated, almost like a condemnation, coming from somewhere up ahead within the fortress, but it's muffled enough that even if you spoke their language, it'd be almost impossible to make out what it was.
Well, judging by the map that the kobold gave us, if we are to take the left door up ahead, that's going to go take us up to their workshops where they go and produce equipment. If we're able to seize that place, we might be able to keep them from arming. To the right is living quarters and barracks. There isn't any details about the center chambers, unfortunately.
Dalrin, remember with Buddy, you have to do the L.
Oh, yes, L. So it's
Left.
this one.
Buddy, left.
This one.
Left is
Just
that way.
tell me which direction to go. This would be a lot easier.
Well, it's do we want to try to seize their equipment, or do we want to try to take on the barracks when perhaps they're unprepared?
Well, they might have some pretty cool equipment. Besides, we could always just lock the door and we're out.
And I could light them on fire.
Well, I mean, you could light anything
That's
on
always
fire,
a
I
possibility, I
feel
suppose.
yeah.
All
I'm
right.
just saying, if they're all clumped together, fire's an option.
All right. Well, workshop it is. It would probably be best to go and peel left then, unless of course the defenders are alerted on that side.
Yeah, I really would like to take out like the people who could possibly come and stab us in the back.
That's a good idea. Let's swing
Quickly
right.
muttering some game plans here at the doorway
No.
before we take a single step forward.
Before we go delving deeper, is there anything in here that I would possibly recall knowledge on? Just kinda
There's
quick
not
look
really
around.
much of anything. It's a largely barren room with that flat granite stone as a floor and just those strange carved dragon fangs along the walls.
Oh.
None of it really seems to have any significance. The statue that would kind of be, I guess, largely just in front and across from you, like kind of vaguely over here. It looks like a humanoid dragon form, but not a specific facsimile of anything that you recognize. Nothing in particular, really, rather than just kind of a draconic
Just
visage.
generic worship idol.
It doesn't look like it's Chiruka or Boggard. It looks more humanoid than anything. But it does, yeah, kind of. If it's a reference to something specific, you don't know what it is. It looks kind of like just a generic dragon lord man.
Workshop it is.
All right. Let's head to the workshop then. Oh wait, no, to the workshop or the barracks, to keep
Barracks.
them from pinching
Barracks.
us.
Barracks.
To the right then. We'll push up and try to stop. Yep. There you go.
So as the group of you move out to the
Fireball.
right here, fireball explodes.
We
on the
just
floor.
walk in,
No,
fireball,
but,
walk out.
But I would
Workshop.
imagine,
Slowly
somewhat
close the door.
not terribly surprisingly, the statue would quickly start to shift and move.
Yeah.
I
Nobody
hate
needing to rush to the defense
statues.
of the area because its defender is already here.
Look, it's a there are no regular statues in Wangi.
It's
I
might have
hate
kind of been the way
Mwangi
for us.
so
though.
much.
As
was
you
very
come
convenient.
closer to it, passing by towards this northern end, the statue does animate in response. As finally you had maybe gotten to believe that we won't have to fight this statue. Surely there is a statue in a room in a Pathfinder campaign that's not gonna animate and punch us.
We can
Well-
always run away.
It's not this one.
Yeah.
It's not that day.
Well, we can run away from the crocodile. I don't know if we can run away from this thing.
I'm just rolling 2s for
very
initiative
cocked
today,
die.
I guess.
Yeah, I'm
There
gonna
you
need
go.
those initiative rolls. All right,
Hey,
buddy,
look, it's a statue. It's moving. We knew it was.
Scouted! Got him!
Got him.
Buddy, you look like you're ready for action. What do you got?
30.
That as ready as ever? Rur?
19.
You are not doing good today.
No.
Not on these anyway.
I actually had a 19
Got
on my last one
23.
too.
You guys suck at this. How about you, Resume?
24.
Oh, that's better.
That not good wisdom score has been haunting me more and more.
Coming back to bite you.
Yeah.
Perception is a stat. that
Look,
exists.
perception is hard.
Like, I got other things to worry about. Like every lore in existence.
As this golem pulls itself together and readies to defend, what'd you get, buddy?
30.
Ooh, it's gonna get a 32. So this golem is gonna come to somewhat surprisingly quickly. And though it does not really move very fast, it's gonna step forward towards Dalren, just away from the wall. Oh, Token, you can tell me with your mouth words, good
That
sir.
was easier.
Is it?
You were already looking.
Is it easier? Okay. And as it steps up, it goes from motionless to action, kind of slowly at first, but over a second, kind of picking up speed, bringing one fist, even wreathed in a sculpted stone flame around it, to the side, swinging with a wide hook towards Dalren. And my friend is going to come in for a 35.
And do well with the
Not raging!
I'm not ranging, so it's a normal hit.
Doing a great job today frontlining.
I managed to keep that. I get the arm up and just punches through to me, but it doesn't knock me down.
I don't know, my dice go crazy today. All right.
Do you need a little box?
No, I
Squid?
have a box. It's a very bouncy box, and they like to bounce out of it. But it does land a pretty solid blow. It's going to punch you for 20 points of bludgeoning damage. This thing is much smaller, and possibly, I mean, it's not, and you can't just, the girth of the crocodile was almost undescribable. This thing's fist, in comparison, not nearly as bad. But as it strikes you, I need you to make me a fortitude save.
Those are never good.
Okay. That's a lot. 33.
So the 33, as it slams into you, you feel almost a strange sense from this strike. It's not like a numbness or a burning, like a poison of any kind. It's a fist. But as it strikes you,
If it's a success, that's a critical success. If
yeah,
it
you're
matters.
good. As it strikes you, you feel almost just a darkness radiate out from where it had connected. And then it is going to swing a second fist. The same fist, actually, almost through and then just backhanding again for a 25.
I will actually, reeling, I'll actually duck down with like a boxer's weave to get underneath it.
And as it moves and as it gets these two swings in here, as it comes to animate, it seems to be speeding up. Like it's gaining momentum as it steps forward and starts to fight. Buddy.
Okay. Well, I will
Let me get hit.
step forward. Good job, Dalren. You're doing a good job. As I gingerly pet him where he hasn't been smushed. You're doing a good job.
Spit a tooth.
Yeah. I'm gonna step up, raise my shield, and then give it a good whack in there, and just bring my hammer and try and see if I can't smush one of its feet. That's what I'm aiming for. One part of the game.
Crack its feet, it'll fall over.
That's a natural 1 on the die, so that's terrible. I think I may session reroll.
There you go.
You can't start a fight with a natural
I
1.
have dropped everything today. I don't know what is wrong. I can't hold on to anything.
Okay, that's a little bit
I
better.
got noodle fingers.
Okay, so that is, well, I mean,
A little. That doesn't sound like it's a lot better.
well, it ends up being a 30 total.
30, you're gonna slam a hammer down into its little feet.
Okay, yes.
Whap.
So that's 10 plus 6, 16 damage, and I'll see how that works.
As you strike it, whether it's magical reinforcement or something about the material it's built from, your hammer almost rebounds off of the thing's foot as you strike.
Okay.
As it seems to be quite significantly resistant to your damage. You're gonna do
Okay.
less than half of that.
Okay,
But you are gonna hurt it.
I do some damage though.
Resume. And what were you two doing as we went through this?
Recalling knowledge.
Both of you still thinking? Give me, where are you, buddy?
What?
That's gonna be an Arcana.
Plus 14.
Oh, I thought you
And-
said buddy, and I was like, what?
No, sorry.
It's
10.
big rock.
14 and a 10. Math, numbers. It's a big angry statue, and it looks like it's punching real hard. Resume, you would recognize the way that it's animating, that this is a golem. A clay sculpted golem animated with pretty exceptionally powerful magic. And these are pretty rare creatures, and honestly, you don't know much about them or how exactly the Cinderclaw got or made one. But that speaks kind of a lot to the power of somebody working for the cult here or their triad benefactors. You would also know that due to the magic's animating golems, they are rendered near completely immune to all forms of magic. However, based on the composition of a golem, they can be affected or weakened by specific types of magic, but you don't know what would work about a clay golem.
So magic doesn't work on it, and knock it down and hit it. That's what I'm gonna do. And she will,
So excited.
Good self pep talk. I like it.
And she will pull out and cast, and a wave of force will flow out from her arms, and I'm going to try to trip it using my new telekinetic maneuver power, which allows me to use my spell attack roll in lieu of my athletics.
All right, and as you do, the bands of force just seem to catch nothing, as the golem is completely immune to the force magic.
Okay, not that one.
It's just,
One what?
it's just like it's immovable.
Do I still expend the spell
You
slot?
still expend
Okay,
the
cool.
spell slot.
And she will shield up.
Well, that one works. I could protect myself, probably. All right, Dalren.
Oh. Okay, that rang my bell a bit. Let's see. Oh, what are the odds? Let's try to get around it. And so I'm just going to step around to the other side of it, and hopefully it doesn't swing at me.
It does not seem to have like the reflexes to really
Great.
punish you, but it does kind of track you as you move.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
step
One
one
more.
step further away from
Get
it.
your 10-foot range.
Get my 10-foot range in. And bring that geese arm down, hook it under its legs, and try to flip it onto the ground.
All right.
Hey, that's gonna be a
Math.
lot.
Math. Finder.
33.
33?
Yes.
Is this
Yes. I am
actually-
more confident as a
Is
33.
this actually that hard for you?
Because that is exact lethal to be able to pull the golem to the ground. It's very sturdy.
Everybody
but
wakes up.
With a massive thud, this huge statue slams down on its back, not even seeming to be able to turn fast enough to really catch itself at all.
Now then, to work. Boom. Rage, dragon rage.
And brr.
Well, Dalren's still looking a little beat up, right?
Yeah, I got a brand new shiner actually right on the side of my face where he clocked me.
It was that hit. It was that noise. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, we got some big old Sirenscape golem slam fists in me.
It is Dalren o'clock.
Well, I'm going ahead and channel a blessing of positive energy directly into your bones.
Ooh, thank you. My bones appreciate it.
That sounds like it's pretty good.
Might help with the crocodile wounds. They're still not up to
We haven't
snuff.
quite gotten these. Tried a few potions, but I didn't beat you a lot.
Yep.
You guys are really bad at this.
61.
I'll take it. Thank you. Actually, 61 will a little bit more, but demi up to full. Thank you.
And then that's 2 actions, I assume? Or did you do all 3?
That's a 2 action, and my 3rd action is going to be to run behind Dalren.
Please, no hit.
Keeping away, like, back from Dalren.
I see you'd like
Oh,
him better.
keeping
I
some
see
little
how
bit
it
of
is.
distance. All right.
Well, he's been hit. I gotta make sure he stays up.
So as this magic kind of flows into you here, this golem is going to turn its fist having been pulled back, and it kind of pivots its torso and pushes itself up onto its knees, standing upright. And then it, again, as it moves, as it gets up, as it seems to get this momentum, it speeds up.
So,
and it is,
so just out of curiosity, does standing up provoke?
it's sure a move action. You have attack of opportunity now! It only took until 8th level! Give me that attack of opportunity.
Took me a while to learn this. I was too busy trying to spend a session reroll, so I don't roll that nat 1.
The inaugural
Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
Significantly better. That's a 36.
36
Nice.
is gonna catch it.
catch it.
Not a crit.
Okay.
May not be able to
Not
crit him.
not that close to a crit.
Okay. Frost, lightning, slashing.
He is immune to electricity, but go ahead and roll me the frost.
That's cold.
Chill is cold or clay.
All right,
So
so
it's just gonna be 8 less than what you normally do.
18 and 6, 24 frost and slashing damage.
So as you hit, you feel, you see the lightning kind of discharge almost in a spray of sparks completely harmlessly off of this thing as your blade also somewhat rebounds back. It's pretty resistant to your slashing as well, and you're going to do significantly less than that. However, not all is lost, because the frost rune in your blade seems to react exceptionally strongly against this golem. As you see the frigid cold shoot out through this and just through its own volition blast an entire chunk out of the side of this golem where you landed.
Huh.
It is going to take an additional 23 points of frost damage,
Ooh.
Well now.
which actually means that even with its resistance, you did more than you said you did.
Well now. How about that? It's still its turn.
Yep, and then it is now up, and as it rises, still focused towards Dalren, it rises up, taking this, kind of stumbling a bit as it loses a pretty decent chunk of mass, but striking up with a very quick fist for a 29.
29 is a normal hit.
How many did you make me a fortitude save again?
I will make you a fortitude save again.
Yeah.
I think that's a hero point.
Catch you for 27 points of bludgeoning damage. Bring you down to. Oh, you lost the plus. You had
Man.
it for a minute.
You have just been turning
Hero
zeros
points,
into
man.
heroes.
It's money. It's absolute money. Thank you, Slimp2345, for giving me that 19. And that's going to be a 35 fortitude.
Yeah, 35, you kind of feel this strange sense of, I can't describe it any other way than like a foreboding darkness as it strikes. Before it turns around behind it with this fist outstretched and just swinging wide towards Buddy.
And how much does the damage again? I'm sorry.
Sorry, it's 23, I believe.
All right, thank you.
Flashing out kind of randomly. It's going to be a 38.
38. It hits. It does not crit, and I will brace into the hit with my shield.
All right, blocking it, solid. It is going to strike you for 16 points of bludgeoning damage. I need you to make me a fortitude save as well.
Okay. That is a hero point because that's a natural 1.
Ooh,
You might want to not roll that dice
maybe we
again.
don't do that.
Okay, we'll put this guy over here. Fortitude. It's better. It's not so bad. Okay, so that is a 29.
All right, so with a 29, you would feel much like Dalren had. This strange kind of overwhelming darkness as it strikes. Not really pain, not really numbness, just
That was
something wrong.
And 16 damage, you said?
And a 16 damage, and then
Okay, so I
however
get
much
6.
you block.
So I get
Yeah,
6
you and your
damage,
shield take
and then
6. And then for its fourth action, as it pivots, the hand it punched at Dalren is going to lash out towards Resme, just jabbing straight forth.
And
Striking you. Oh,
And it's gonna notice. Resme's looking. You know, she has that shield, and that's kind of spooky. Has he ever seen a shield like that?
it's mine! This work!
I have magic fingers.
Yeah, I mean, it's too mindless to feel the remorse, but it's not too mindless to be enfeebled by it, because Glimpse of Redemption
Just works that way.
It
That's it.
just works.
That's it. Somewhere, the builder of that golem suddenly feels a pang of regret. Maybe I shouldn't have built that golem. That was kind of a jerk move
Am
of
I
me
the
to
bad
do.
guy?
Yeah.
Are we
So
the
after this
baddies?
string, he's going to be enfeebled, but he's going to swing for a 27 on Resme. Fourth action, third attack.
And that, because I raise shield, will just meet my AC, and Resme will just tank it.
I think that
Make sure
actually
AC
hits
hits
you.
you.
Oh,
If it meets,
27?
it hits.
If it meets, it
hits.
hits.
Really?
Yeah, it's sad.
What gives?
But
I mean, you can still block it, but then you just
I'm
can't
going to
cast shield anymore.
Yeah, I'm
Well, for
For
10 minutes.
for 10 minutes.
For 10
I'm
minutes,
gonna
yeah.
shield block it. Yeah.
Okay, so you will block whatever amount from this. His fist is going to crash into you as it's kind of getting sped up here, almost, again, momentum building, moving faster. This third punch striking out like a bullet for 32 points of bludgeoning damage.
I do believe it blocks 15 at this point.
Yeah,
We'll
because it
take
heightens.
17,
'Cause it heightens.
17 points of bludgeoning damage.
Minus-
Your shield is.
That's 17
Oh,
after
minus,
the
yeah.
shield.
What is you reduces the damage
Oh,
immediately?
right.
yeah.
It does.
Is that before or after?
10
It's
damage.
enfeebled after, but it also reduces
10
the
damage resistance.
So it's reduced from 32 to 17, and then 10 resistance down to 7. So you take 7 points bludgeoning damage. And
And
I
you
get
have
a
plus
That's
2 AC.
value added.
fortitude save from you as well. You
And
don't
what-
get any AC. It's
And,
enfeebled.
and that's
Lay on hands is
not
AC.
fire, right?
It's just bludgeoning.
Yeah, I know.
It's big
Oh,
rat.
right.
That's gonna be a 22.
And so the 22, you would also feel as it hits you, but you would feel this kind of shock shoot through. And all of you could see that as it strikes her and just breaks through the shield and through Buddy's protection and everything, the fist strikes. It opens a wound where it lands, punching right through her, and it doesn't start to bleed, really, as a wound of its size should. It just sits there, open and dark and raw. And its turn is finally over. Buddy.
Ew.
Oh, that looks concerning.
So as my hammer hits, as I'm shielded with my other hand, my hammer kind of bounces off. And I'm going to kind of let it bounce and kind of loosen from my grip, grab my whip out instead.
It stood back up, right?
It stood back up. Yeah, it
Yeah.
stood back up and let 3 punches out.
So
going
as
fast.
it, yeah, I'm going to, so my hammer falls out of my hand, grab my whip, and as I bring my whip out, I'll just try and wrap it around one of its ankles and tug back.
The whip is back.
The whip is here to make another
Howl it
comeback
down.
again.
You can do it, whip.
That was horrible. Let's try.
Come on, when a problem comes along.
You must whip it.
Something's
Okay,
going on.
hero pointing. Okay.
Gotta believe.
Gotta believe.
Whip it real good.
That was terrible.
It went up.
It did go up, but barely.
It's because you have no faith in your dice.
It's 23. 23 is the.
23 is not going to be quite enough to bring it down, as it has gained a little bit of speed here. Your little
Okay.
whip can't quite.
I'm like,
Right.
well, that was because I tried to make it into one motion. This time, for sure.
Okay, try to get a minus 5.
Yeah.
We in there.
It's one
It's going
higher, so it's not even close. No, because it's
It's
five.
one higher than 5 lower. So.
Yeah.
So
So
that's
really poor.
Buddy's kind of struggling with the whip down there.
And then I will raise my shield.
I think that's Drew. Your whip trip is 3.
Right.
Do you
And
want
I
to?
do not have it.
Do you want to not do the second?
It's okay. It's fine. That's
Resume.
what I should remember.
Resume, feeling this unfamiliar darkness kind of seep into her, not really knowing or understanding what it is, and not really understanding totally what this thing is, will do the natural thing and try to tear its face off by shaping it as stone into, well, rubble.
So what are you casting?
Shape stone.
Oh, you not have a 10-minute cast time?
I think it only works on unworked stone.
I don't know.
I think there's a huge litany of reasons you can't cast on a golem.
Okay, there is.
But, yeah,
Would I know that?
well.
You know the spell.
No, yeah,
Well,
I know the
it is
spell, but
actually- it is 2 actions. So I mean, you could theoretically try. I mean, you would know that golems are sometimes somewhat vulnerable to stuff that kind of attacks their base components. But it is also touch. So unless you want to cast it as 3 actions.
I'll cast it as 3 actions. I've got to try. It's the only thing I've got right now.
Yeah, and you try to shape the stone of this thing, and again, the golem's magic immunity. This spell just finds no purchase whatsoever.
No transmutation. Got it.
But as you cast it on it, though you can't, like, the spell doesn't have the effect. It doesn't manifest. The spell is lost. The magic reaching out to it does seem to slow it back down. So it is now it is slowed,
Interesting.
Huh.
which just kind of counteracts its quicken. So I guess it's normal now. Dalren.
Okay. We'll take that.
It looks like it was fairly significantly damaged from
The
my hit.
frost did visibly a lot. You saw it freeze and shatter off a large chunk of the creature.
Resume, I wish you would get out of range of its fists.
Where would that be?
Over here.
Further away.
He'd really like to push Resume away, but I think I just have to work this angle while I have it. So just a quick swing while it's while I'm pinching it with Buddy here. So with it flanked, that's a 28. Oh my god, it has 2 cards. The last thing that we fought that had 2 cards was
are you adding 2 from flanked? Because
it is a 28 and it is flanked.
28 and it is flanked. All
Yes.
right, that will hit.
All right.
Due to your opposite positions with Buddy, as it's kind of pivoting to punch at everyone around it, you're able to capitalize. So you get, again, it doesn't do the lightning, so it's a less.
Yeah, perfect. So that's going to
Is this a
be
joke?
10, 16 and 8 is 24 all total.
Thank you.
Again, it's the same as last time.
Sometimes the dice are just like that.
I guess
So
that's
24, it's pretty resistant, so it's going to take a little more than half of that, but then it is going to take 34 additional frost damage. So it's going
Dice.
to take a lot.
Damn. Okay.
It is very, very weak to your frost rune. And you knock out almost a third of the thing's torso with this strike, even as your Usarn just bounces off, doing nearly nothing. Again, just even the minor magic from your frost rune is reaming this creature, tearing it apart.
I've got to leverage this advantage while I have it. This thing is really useful. That's nice. That's an 18 on the die. Drops to effectively a 13, 30 plus flanking.
30's gonna hit it again.
Yeah,
You just
baby.
kill it through frost weakness.
Whack at it. Let's whack it. All right, so 6, 8, and 6 is math. Just failed at it. 14.
All right, 33 frost damage.
Master
So
Dalrin.
much math. So many numbers. So many different. You said 14?
Yeah.
Only 6 of that was slashing this. Oh, no. No, never mind. Just.
It was all slash.
Hey, I said 14.
Yeah,
Well,
okay.
no, there's 5 frost in there.
Oh, okay, so you can do 0 physical damage to it.
So 1 point.
The resistance can actually reduce it to 0. I was
Oh,
wrong on
it
that.
can?
Yeah.
Really?
So you do 0 physical damage, and you do 38 points of frost damage.
You're essentially just poke, watching it crumble.
Yes. Well, I'm hitting it hard, though. It's like, bang!
You're hitting it incredibly hard as Usain is just bouncing off. It's almost doing nothing. And at this point, you've knocked out such massive chunks, the thing is starting to lose stability just from the freezing.
Well, let's try it again. I don't know. Hail Mary, a 20 on the die, maybe? I don't know. We'll see.
That frost rune that you just YOLO'd into your weapon may literally carry this thing.
It really could. That's only an 8 on the die, and I'm not going to spend a hero point on a 3rd attack, so that's probably not going to hit. That's like a 15.
Yeah, alright, so Rur then.
Recall knowledge.
Gonna try and think
Plus
again.
10.
Alright. Try and focus in.
This
Learn.
seems very odd.
This thing is horribly just getting reamed by frost damage. But you just you've never encountered something like this. Like,
Recall knowledge.
Alright.
This thing seems very
He takes
odd.
out one of his books and he's like,
Very specific.
Go.
Why are you pulling a Valia?
It's a Valia.
Wait, I don't know how to talk to this thing.
Yeah.
Valia's looking up the
So you
etiquette.
You thinking back at this as it finally kind of comes back to you, you literally stand there like almost dumbstruck for several seconds, racking your mind. Remember how this thing functions. Resume knows its specific types of damage. You would know its specific types of energy. And you would know that since a clay golem is made of hardened clay, both fire to make it kind of lose its form and melt back to soft mud, and frost are just indescribably effective against this creature.
I'm gonna say, cold and hot, blast it, Resume.
Yes!
And you have 1 action left, it's 2 recall knowledge. You can continue recalling knowledges and learning more things.
Holding the bunny work.
I think I'm gonna pop a shield on the off chance something comes out of one of these doors.
That's fair. I mean, we're making a lot of noise over here now. It's gotten fairly loud. And you don't want to have a bunch of Chiruka descend on you without your protections.
I was fully prepared to just recall knowledge over and over until something happened.
So this thing, as it is standing here, is, again, mindless and just punching at those in range. It's been slowed by the shaped stone, which is kind of put it back to how it was when it had first animated. I'm just going to roll 2 just D3s between the 3 that are in range. It is going to punch Dalrin twice. Which, I mean, would be the tactical decision. It's just doing it by accident. And is it...
Would it though be? Would it be?
well, I
You're
mean,
the one that's doing a ton of damage to it.
That's
so
a
far.
fair point, yeah.
You are ripping it apart.
It turns, sending a fist your direction. For a 43.
50.
A 43. Oh, that's a nice, solid critical hit. Because Dalrin's not taking it seriously, so his guard's lazy. It's open, and then like it just kind of spins around, and then the fist just cranks it up, and I'm just like, I'm gonna get ready to parry this, and I parry it too soon because it's slowed down. So the guard passes it, and then my eyes widen,
And even
and
as
just
it's starting to
clocks
lose
me.
chunks, it's almost collapsing towards you, putting more momentum behind its blow. And it is going to critically hit you for 38 points of bludgeoning damage.
Oh, okay.
Jeez.
I'm used to the crocodile. This is like, okay, all right,
That's going to punch you again for 28.
28's a normal hit.
And it's going to punch you for another 20 points of bludgeoning damage. And I forgot, it does have a third attack, so it's 3 actions normally, which is going to go towards Buddy. As it, after this second pair of punches, just almost elbows back as you're just right up adjacent to it, slamming backwards, again, just almost swinging randomly. For a 26.
And that I can kind of.
A 30, my bad.
Okay, well then it hits.
That's a little
then.
bit of a difference there.
Because I thought it was the third attack was plus 10, but it's
It
plus
like
13.
is slowing down, and I see it coming, and I step back to just kind of avoid it, and then it speeds up like almost instantly and just catches me full on. But it's just a regular hit.
Alrighty, and that's going to strike you for 21 points of bludgeoning damage. I need you to make a fortitude save, and you make 2 fortitude saves, because I just did it for, oh, does a 28 make a difference? You block a 28?
Yes.
With your shield up?
Feeble,
or-
too.
Ooh.
You took 6 less damage, then it doesn't hit you.
It does
it's
not
even
hit
in
me.
front of me.
It,
I
like-
have so many things.
It goes.
This is a
like,
two-carder. I got so much stuff going
It
on.
like jerks forward, then it nearly hits me, and then it stops jerking forward, and then I
You
missed
missed.
it.
It hit. It missed. No. So you take 6 less damage than that, and
Great.
Okay.
Do I take any less damage?
it was enfeebled after it.
Oh, okay.
But I still need 2 fortitude saves.
First fortitude save is a 29. Second fortitude save is a 27.
Okay, so as it's striking you, you would also now kind of feel, just through pure repetitive force, whatever this is kind of beaten into you just feel sort of wrong. And where it's been hitting you, it's opened these wounds, what should be broken bones and bruising, or again, you can feel fairly large open sores, but they're not running with the kind of lethal blood that they should.
That I'm used to.
Yeah, you're used to with a crocodile from 5 minutes ago. Something weird's happening here. It doesn't get a fourth action because it's slowed. Buddy.
Okay.
Did block it. I'm smart. I have so many things.
Okay, I am going to. I've got a whip here, and I know the logistics of this should work. That's much better.
See, that's
That
what
is
you get
a-
for rolling the pretty dice.
Yeah, 34.
34 is gonna trip it.
Oh, baby! Oh,
And
See?
brings
it
the whip
worked.
around and it thunders to the ground again.
Yeah,
even
I'm
more
like-
rubble being spread across
I'm
the
like,
floor
whip
from its
around-
damaged form.
I just take, instead of whipping it, I just take it around, loop it around its leg, and pull both sides of the whip and try and pull it up.
It's slowed now. You don't have to outspeed it. You just gotta outmuscle it.
Yeah, I know I'm good at forcing things. I'm not very good at, finesse. Okay, so it's down on the ground now. I am going to. So flanking, I could move. Just logistics. If I moved one closer to Resme, would I still be flanking with Delrin?
No.
No. Okay, well then I will. I
mean,
guess-
you can do it. There's nothing stopping you.
I'm gonna move one closer to Resme and be like, well, this will be a lot
Just in
better.
case.
Yeah, just in case. And then I'm gonna raise my shield.
Keep that up. And then Resme.
Resme is gonna step.
Don't even think about it. If you
Right
move
up
it all,
beside it
I'm
and
gonna
give
be
it a
pissed.
hug.
No, it's fine. Go ahead.
I was gonna say she's gonna step back behind Buddy a little bit more, but actually first, she heard the words fire, and nothing makes her happier than those words. So since she's standing right there, she'll cast up a quick little flame, and she'll cast it out at him, and it will explode into a much bigger little gout of flame. Not as big with Fireball, but still substantial.
Thank you for not immolating the entire room.
That's what I do. It's
That
fine.
is probably
That's my
good.
problem.
So what
So,
is?
this
Sir.
is an actual attack roll.
Oh, okay.
Produce flame.
So many
Okay.
boxes over there.
That is going to be
You're like
a
cat.
29.
Cat beds, and you just sleep in like the box.
29 will hit.
Awesome.
Nothing makes you happier than hearing fire, and nothing makes me happier than critically failed knowledge checks. He is completely immune to fire damage. You have 1 action left.
Punch her.
The fire just it hits, but just kind of washes harmlessly across its body, almost
She
winking out
punches
as
so
it connects.
hard through her that she punches
She
the
looks
DM.
at you and she goes, "We're gonna talk," and then she
Just so disappointed.
and she's gonna run that way
What is that way?
towards Dalren and behind Dalren because I got 25 moves. Yes, exactly.
He's got his shield kind of up.
I mean, I have it like right in front of her, and she just runs away. And I'm like, okay, that's fine. I see you guys. You know.
Step on your foot while I'm
Dalren, my boy.
so disappointed.
All right.
Poke, poke, poke.
Yeah. So, well, I feel bad for leaving now, but I have to wheel to keep the formation going. So I'm gonna wheel around behind it, and just get the. Oh, actually, it's prone, isn't it?
It is prone.
Oh, never mind.
It's flat-footed regardless.
It's flat-footed regardless.
You can just beat
I'm just
away.
gonna beat down on it while it's going. Okay, that's math. 26 while prone.
26 is going to just kind of reverberate and glance off. That's not quite going to do it against his flat-footed. You guys have been pretty lucky on these rolls so far. Its AC is real hot.
That's a nat 20.
I know.
This is what you get for talking crap about the numbers.
You know what? This is just
could
desserts.
this
Happened to me.
Copyright strike.
All right, so you just.
And it is immune to a lot of things. Critical hits is not one of them.
So the frost rune, the damage doesn't. Instead of doubling it like normal, it gets like I think it gets like a D10, and it has a DC 24 Fortitude save, or be slowed 1, or lose 10 feet of movement. I don't remember which.
Is that what it does?
That's
Yes.
seriously what it does. It does
Okay,
something weird
well,
on a critical.
I'm gonna make a fortitude save. It's a 40.
Cool.
So
I thought- I didn't-
43.
I didn't
so-
think that would be a big deal. So.
But I'm gonna start rolling a lot of d10s.
All right. Cool.
Okay, 13. You do math. I'll do my math. 15. 26. 28 points of bonus damage this time.
Cool. So that's going to
No
be
pulse.
32 slashing. Apply your resistances, and then 5 additional frost.
Just explode
That
it.
kills it.
Woo!
You're in there.
Oh,
what
baby.
Do you do? What happens to it is you get this mighty swing here, Dalren. What do you do?
So Buddy has got it trapped. It traps on the ground, and the rubble is there. And Dalren's gonna flip his geese arm, and he's not gonna really hit down on it. He's just gonna baseball swing this thing like a broom, and just send rubble, blast it into rubble, which scatters down to the far end of the hallway.
Nothing like baseball swinging it like a broom.
And with a surprisingly solid blast here, this thing freezing as your goose arm's blade just passes through it. The magic from your frost rune, turning it so brittle, you crash through it like it's just, simple, basic pottery. And this thing is blasted completely in half, prone on the ground. Its torso just sliding to one end as its legs spin across the floor the other direction. As it is destroyed near utterly from that random purchase you decided to make with the pile of money you had from Sal Sartan. And you happened to just kind of select the thing that it has weakness 5d10 to cold damage.
Oh my god.
Roar. Darling,
Well, you burnt it.
can we talk about the things you say when you're not sure? See, if you're not sure,
You sounded pretty sure
you
to me.
say, "I'm not sure."
I was pretty sure.
I mean, it
See,
makes sense.
whenever you say, "I'm pretty sure," bad things end up happening to me.
My expertise is keeping the blood inside of your body. Speaking of, you
So
have a very
speaking-
large gash that looks
Speaking of
not
the
okay.
blood inside my body, I can't help but notice it's not leaking out.
Yeah, I have
Normally,
this,
this would not concern me, but it doesn't exactly look right. Is it petrified?
I don't know, but it feels kind of empty.
Can I figure out anything about this?
Yeah, go ahead and, if you have a medicine check or arcana or crafting yourself,
I'll take crafting.
I'll take Arcana.
well, what's
I'll
your
do
DC?
medicine.
15.
Let me slow down. Yeah, everybody switched to recall knowledge because that buddy is seeking. As everyone's kind of looking over this, thinking, you got no idea how that kind of blow could. Yeah, you got a pile. You really want to know why this is happening?
I'd kind of like to know why, yeah. Or more importantly, know how to make it not happen. Thank you, Kyrie JCB.
Okay. So, as you kind of look down at this, you're crafting, you're thinking about the golem itself that had struck you. And you remember something from your various normal mortal lifetimes of study about some more of the magic that animates these creatures. It does a few things. While the golem itself is near completely immune to magic, unfortunately not frost. The opposite, in fact. Its wounds imbue a part of what causes the golem to animate into battle, what causes it to be what it is, into the target of its strikes, but as a powerful curse. So your wounds are somewhat petrified.
We're stoned?
And you would know that there is no method of medical intervention that can heal your wounds. No medicine check can save you now.
Huh.
Magic can maybe work, but these wounds are exceptionally difficult to remove.
Will it just be the wound that I failed the check on, or will it be all damage this thing has dealt to me?
Well, as it is striking you with this curse, all of your wounds have petrified similarly.
Oh, wow. Okay. That's nasty. Oh, I am effectively at half health now. Huh.
So
mark what you're at right now.
Yeah. That's a...
It's difficult to heal you above that.
Okay. All right. My new
So you think
my
that
new
you have-
soft cap is 53 hit points.
It's a
So
good thing you have a superb healer.
if I only took 7 points of damage from
You
the
moved
thing.
7 points of damage through difficulty. Heal,
Okay,
yeah.
got it.
So with a medicine check, can I glean more knowledge about these wounds?
Yeah, give me a medicine check. I mean, you can just give me that.
Okay.
Because you already got the secret side from the monster identification.
39.
Okay. So before we go into that, Dalren, you're probably going to need this to probably wappity some things.
Probably gonna need this for a few things.
Oh,
Take
that's
that
one
back. It puts
off
you
of
back
a
up to
legendary
3?
check.
Question mark?
It does indeed put me back up to 3.
From Wolven01, thank you for that.
I like the look that you gave me there.
That's a bigger number than I was expecting.
That's a 19 on the die.
Yeah,
so.
as you look him over, you would be able to confirm largely the same thing, that it is going to be completely impossible for you to treat these medically. The way the wound is and the way it's effectively petrified, you need magic to heal this. You also know that magic, like even your magic, it's going to be really, really hard. Unless, as he kind of imparts what he knows, you had a way to remove this flesh curse directly. He's not going to heal by resting. He's not going to heal from medicine. He's generally not going to heal from magic.
Well, we're going to see if we can overpower this curse. And I'm going to put Healer's Blessing on you. And then I'm going to hit you directly in the mouth with another heal spell.
So,
You
buddy,
have to jump.
What are you doing, buddy? Just over here while this medicine checking's going.
Well, I can real quick just kind of. There's a dent in my shield. I'm just gonna literally just like
Put a knee
push
on
it. Yeah, put a knee on it and just kind of bend it back out, like real easy, real quick.
How
And
fast can you
then
fix your shield?
3 actions.
Okay.
3
Nice.
actions. It's fixed.
So, that's a 75.
All right, remember that. Let me this is just a caster level check, whatever the modern equivalent. It's a counteract check.
D20 plus
D20.
effectively your spell attack, I think is what it is.
Going to use a point from... I'm going to say that that's Peyton's point.
Oh, Paizo's coming
We're gonna
for
call
this
it a
one.
Paizo
Yeah,
point.
the
Yep.
counteract check, I believe, is pretty much functionally a spell attack.
Yeah.
26.
Your magic is going to fork into Dalren, taking hold, but have no effect on his injuries. A spell discharge is unable to overwhelm the power of the curse.
Well, that's
Perhaps-
problematic.
You heal
Primal-
for none of that
Yeah,
76.
perhaps primal magic will make a difference. The blessing will still work for you.
We have a great deal of work here to do yet. I don't think we should waste our resources trying to fight something like this that will at least lay dormant until we can find some way to overcome it. We'll simply have to be a bit careful moving forward.
Master
Quite a few
Balren,
wounds on your body.
Yes,
I would really
unfortunately.
like to try. I mean, I don't have that much healing magic, but what I do have, I really don't want to go on much further unless we can heal you a little bit.
It doesn't seem like we're gonna be able to, actually.
Well, never say never until I've tried.
Well, I mean, we could use it for later when the damage that, he takes from his half health, he could...
Well,
It's worth trying to break
Okay.
the curse now.
Is it, though? Because I feel like we're
'Cause-
just gonna be... Well,
I mean,
I'm
you
not
could
gonna...
just stay behind Buddy and I. We can do
Or
this.
he could stay next to me instead of flanking, and then I can, do some better job protecting.
I could also turn into a giant bird of eating things.
I
not
feel
gonna-
we've gotten off topic.
Yeah,
Perhaps we should
barracks.
let's move forward for now. We'll have to be a bit more careful. We may want to be. I might not be able to, with these injuries, stand up and block directions for you all. So I may have to pull back. So just be aware and try to keep your distance, Resme.
Okay.
If something swings and hits you, get away from it.
I'll
That's
do
true.
that, but you have to agree not to lose control unless you know that you can actually control what's going to happen. You got to keep your wits about you.
What are you even talking? I'm not mindless.
Well, it seems like you're more vulnerable when you do that, and you can't afford to be more vulnerable right now.
he doesn't seem much more vulnerable when the creature's dead.
We'll have to take care of ourselves now.
I've lost enough friends for one day, thank you. Let's move on.
To the barracks.
To the barracks. We're getting there eventually.
Now, as you would move up.
I may change to shielding.
other way.
Oh, other way, my bad.
Yeah, to the right.
Other direction. To the barracks.
I may change to shielding, as if someone else wants to take looking around.
I will recall knowledge, actually, because I'm way better at that than I am at spotting things.
I will spot things.
I can kind of do both.
Alright, so for simplicity's sake.
I'm good at both.
Well, you can't do both, so you got.
I know. I'll just recall like I normally do.
So it's not
Ooh.
about losing control, you say?
No, of course not. It's not about losing control,
The room's going to
honestly.
be more oriented this direction, so it's
It's
gonna be just
a,
kind of easier around this way. Go ahead and arrange yourselves outside that door however you wish to be. As Buddy moves forth to open it, just more kind of a stone slab set into the red clay walls.
Something like that?
Anything else?
So is it like getting really, really angry?
Not at all. It's a confidence. A complete and utter conviction that you can overcome all obstacles before you.
Oh, that sounds really nice.
It's quite empowering, actually.
So, as Buddy opens this door here, shield up. All three of you are recalling knowledge?
No, I'm seeking.
Oh, you're seeking. You two are recalling knowledge. You two are doing the big think. Buddy is going to open up this door, indeed, to the dormitory, much as you were told. And if I can borrow him for a brief second, because he's the light man. You would see that inside there are quite a few assorted boggards and chiruka around that seem to be already somewhat readied. Maybe quite didn't have the courage to come out the door as they heard that all happening, but are all standing, weapons in hand, the boggards with their staves, and the chiruka with their little tridents. 2 of them,
Big boy Chiruka.
4 of the boggards. And I'm going to need...
Every time, 2 on the die. It's like really
Some initiative.
consistency is key. There, we're.
Link, you read my mind. I love you.
So, I'm going to roll. The boggards are going to be dino face here.
Oh, baby.
And the pair of Chiruka is just going to be a little minion skull, because I don't want to run 6 initiative, seems annoying. So the Boggardos going to be sending it in. Where'd you go, Boggards? Going to be sending it in here with a nice little 20. Chillaxin.
Oh, yes.
And the Chiruks with an 18. So yeah, like that. Okay, Dalren.
Well, Dalren is going to be a little bit careful about. There you go.
Yeah.
Dalren's going to be a little bit careful about wandering into rooms right now, so I'm going to go on a 15. This is my personal choice.
Oh my gosh.
It's a personal choice.
It's a
Wow.
personal
Has
choice.
nothing to do with what the dice just rolled.
Exactly.
Speaking of personal choices, we open up KDOS here. What is this, buddy low on hero points? Take this
Thank you.
ZJSA12.
I appreciate
Give me a second.
appreciate it.
I got I got 2 villains. Got a couple. All right, so President.
That's gonna be a 29.
Alrighty. Let's get Buddy, speaking of,
26.
and Rur.
Same thing I've rolled for every single initiative.
18.
It's better than
They
the
That's
16.
exactly what they got, so yep,
Oh.
you're down here.
I've rolled a 2 on my initiative each time.
Have you considered not doing that?
I rolled 2 different dice, and both dice have given me 2s.
So again, if you consider just stop doing that, just roll better.
Just roll better, forehead.
Just kill the Batman.
Yeah, just kill
Just
the
kill the
Batman.
And
Batman.
rescale this so it's actually an appropriate table scale. And resume.
Uh-huh. Just so I had to move more.
That may not matter. Resume.
What rhymes with wire tall?
What?
I mean,
What?
technically, Fireball does rhyme with
Well,
that.
you can pretty easily catch everybody but the closest of the boggards here, who seems like he was at the front just kind of trying to listen.
Actually, what she'll do is she'll give the guy in front this really aggressive look, making him think that he's gonna get it, and then she'll just kind of go, no, Inflamus Maxima! And she will light the entire center of the room on fire,
Just throw that in
because that's what
entirely.
heroes do.
Because that's what heroes do.
That's what heroes.
Heroes.
Leave you
And they're
just,
all immune to fireball.
you take
Hey, there wasn't a Chiruka priest this time. We're probably safe.
Okay.
My dice are being
Jeez.
so good today.
All right, boggards. Sorry, I'm gonna put their card up here because there's a million of them in here.
They might be
I
dead.
found new boggard sounds on Turnscape. It's not just a weird screaming frog in the distance. Boggards,
Give me that roll.
27.
That will pass.
Chiruka, 29.
That will also pass.
Very on edge.
So they will take half of whatever 27 is?
So 13.
Yeah.
13 apiece across all these boggards. I'm going to put them vaguely over here.
And then I am going to step back a little.
Give them a little bit of space.
Proud Papa Bear right now.
Buddy.
I've got my shield up. I'm gonna be walking up straight up to this closest one. And then I'm going to. I would have gotten my hammer back out. Because it's really much better at these
sometime I
things.
send that up while they were trying to figure out the case. You've got your hand for sure.
So I'm gonna walk up. I'll probably keep my shield up first. Walk up, and then just kind of bash this one into the wall.
Is it spiky wall in here too?
In here, as you enter, it is not
Oh,
spiky
man.
wall. There's no spiky wall in this one. It would be kind of weird for a dormitory. As a matter
mean,
of fact,
would
the
it,
opposite
though?
is it's largely barren, except that along the wall there are a couple of surprisingly luxurious woven mats and blankets and little heaps, almost like minor nests up and down the length of the room, many of which are now on fire.
Okay, that's a 33 to hit.
That's going to critically hit him.
That's what we're looking for.
He's just a little frog man. He doesn't deserve what's happening to him.
That
probably
is
does. He does deserve
He totally deserves it.
that is 22 damage total.
Really bad dice.
It was really bad dice.
A 3 and a 2.
I don't know how he got hit again, but 22 points of damage. You just give him a solid wallop, and he got the worst into this. Between him and the fireballs, he got it worse actually. So this front boggard is going to very quickly just incant Lava Denissima, and the vines are going to weave up around his staff. He's going to try to whack you with it. But she is going to get a 17.
And I whack him in as I hit him with it, it actually knocks him off balance a bit, and it's not even close.
Did you hit the one man in the room who's wearing glasses? Did you break his glasses and now he can't see to hit you back?
Well, it's more than 10 below.
Yeah,
my
it's a
AC,
critical
so
failure.
He's
It's pretty good.
really
He's,
having trouble.
He, again, a little better. Doesn't
if
seem to
only
be
you were a
super-
swashbuckler.
Super great the thing we're doing. As you come into the room, These other two boggards are going to kind of back up a little ways, getting a bit of a distance. And then, with quick incantations overlapping each other almost, they're going to loose a pair of acid arrows down towards you.
Okay.
The first one coming in for a 31.
And that exactly hits. Exactly.
31 with your shield up?
Yep.
Second's gonna get a 15.
Nell
He's
would
just
be
like,
proud.
He was disheartened. He was disheartened by hearing that metagame.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
one of them, holy crap, your AC is high as hell now. One of them is gonna strike you. You're going to take a total of 21 points of acid damage.
And I would kind of lean into it, trying to eat some of it.
Yeah, you can block it.
21 acid damage, you say?
Yep.
So,
11 points of acid damage then. And then some of it's also gonna kind of cling around your shield and your armor and start to sizzle away. And this last boggart in the back is looking and seeing this salvo not working super great. That's not really landing. He's gonna prepare his staff as well, all the way in the back. As he just says something in Wongi, you don't want the room, he can't understand it, down to the boggart in front, or the Chiruka in front of him, kind of poking him with his free hand. Go! Go fight them! Well, they're gonna do it.
That looks like a Chiruka problem to me.
Yeah, the nearest Chiruka is going to fly into a rage and start shrieking like a madman. As he, all fours trident in hand, runs hand over fist, launching himself up, thrusting the trident out towards Buford. For a natural 1, got too into it. He got too excited. He's too mad.
Okay.
Just almost stumbling, trying to run on all fours while, wielding a trident. Didn't go great. But he recovers fairly quickly, jabbing out again for a 33.
And that'll hit. He got his momentum going. He figured out that I was actually just a can, and then there are some weak points around
He was
here.
expecting you to dodge, and you
Yeah.
didn't.
Yeah. He was expecting a totally different fight.
Thrust out one more time for a 20. Completely
And then it completely
helplessly.
misses.
So the one strike is going to land on you for a total of 19 points of piercing damage.
Okey-dokey.
The other Chiruka is also going to rage and start shrieking. And he is going to double move forward up to you. Then see a bunch of people through the doorway here. And as he's running up, just kind of slam the base of his trident into the ground, kind of cracking a bit of the stone, scrabbling, and can't really find anything solid to throw in here, where he reaches over into one of the piles of bedrolls and just grabs somebody's pack of something, and just chucks it through the door towards Dalren. Which is going to fly through the doorway. You have cover, so
Yay.
+2 from the doorway for 22.
Oh,
And he's it doesn't hit.
it's just
Okay,
gonna
never
whack
mind.
right into the door
You were
frame.
so ready!
I was so ready.
Oh, man, he's got to hit him.
I know.
Basically, the pack he throws kind of comes apart in midair and just laundry falls against the door frame.
Sock hits you in the face. You're like, do they wear socks?
Some little bits of scraps and leathers and pouches and fall out, just some flasks and things. Couple random handfuls of feathers.
Yes.
Rare.
Man, I was so ready
I'm
for
gonna
it.
take a couple of steps, looking at the staff in my hand.
Don't worry, you'll get your chance.
And I'm just gonna step over in front of the door so I can see down the hallway, looking at this staff, and I'm gonna just kind of lift it up over my head, throw a fireball down the hallway.
As you just launch this at the trio of boggards in the back. We're going to get an 11 on the ring.
Oh no.
I think they all died. I'm pretty sure they all died.
Oh no.
The finisher.
That is really good dice there.
They used up all the reflexes.
46
Oh my god.
total.
Total?
No, that's.
Oh, I
their-
was like, that's
what they're
not
taking.
physically possible on 66s.
No, that's
Okay.
that's 3 5s, 2 3s, and a 2.
Yeah, that is going to, with that cast from the kobold staff here, just absolutely incinerate the trio of boggards who have the audacity to hang back.
Gnarly.
I'm gonna look back at resume and say it works really well. I like it.
Resume's gonna give you the big thumbs up.
I'd be one further back than that.
Oh, okay.
Not in front
I
of
got you.
Dalren.
Dalren.
All right, so far so good. Planning wise, lightning is gonna crackle up. He's going to step through the doorway over here to the left of Buddy, but behind him, And, can't swipe because it's 2 actions.
Oh. Well, you just have to pick one.
I just have to pick
murder.
one. I'm gonna pick that boggart, leaving these casters up.
Bullying the boggarts.
Hey.
Okay.
Shouldn't have been that close. You should have been back there in the
That's
fireball.
what you get for trying to melee, you stupid idiot.
It's 29.
Doesn't crit, but it will hit him. I mean, you'd probably kill him without a crit.
It's distinctly possible. Let's see. That's 31
Yeah, he's dead.
of
But,
everything.
Absolutely going to slice.
He already
that
got
boggart
bullied
apart.
once.
Yeah, he got whapped by Buford already. So
And set on fire.
yeah, this
Some.
second swing is going to be it. That one didn't get set on fire. The second swing is going to have to put him down.
Yeah, he was right there in front of the door.
So, Resume, there are now just these guys. There are just Chiruka left in the room, but they are the trident-wielding chieftains that you have had some trouble with in the past.
No, you just look angry. I still don't get it. Arkin! And she'll send out arcs of electricity through both of them. Electric arc. They need to give me reflex saves.
Alrighty, so it's going to be... Well, they both rolled the same thing, so that's easy. It's an 18.
That's going to
it's
fail.
not
Zapped.
critical.
It's
fail.
not critical.
No, but they're going to get little zapped.
They're gonna get zapped. 4, 8, no, 3, 6, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. For 13 points of electric damage
Exactly
each.
how much they took for the fireball.
Hey, I'm consistent if nothing else.
Very consistent. One extra.
Shield!
As I would have expected, that brings us to Buddy.
Okay, I'm going to, as it moves up and kind of bounces off my shield here, I'm going to try and smack
Literally.
it. It does, yes. Good old whack. Good old whack to the head. So that is, 30, what is that, 30?
30 math.
God, yeah, seriously.
I'm having a hard time with numbers today.
36.
36 is going to critically hit.
Woo!
He's a raging little Chiruka barbarian that just has some hide to protect him.
Okay, 26 damage.
Hey, she hit him for 13 twice, and you hit him for 26. Are we counting?
Man, look at us
factors?
go. Yeah,
Okay,
that's
so
amazing.
Speaking of math,
And then I'm going to raise my shield and then take a step back. Just, a nice little step back there.
okay. And
Aren't you supposed to be in front of me?
Oh yeah, that's right. Don't worry about it.
the two Chiruka are just going to descend on the pair of you, diving forth, taking advantage, still raging as they strike out. And
I don't
as-
suppose any of them were incautious enough to use a move action, were they?
No, if they can step, they're gonna step. They're not total idiots.
But they're raging, so
Yeah,
would
but
they
they're-
think about
It's
it?
But
Chiruka
they're
strength
solid
rage.
fighters.
Okay.
The trident,
Oh,
the
man.
trident caught you, right?
You should be bleeding.
You
Yeah.
took a little bit of
right,
damage,
You're
yeah.
gonna take 1 point of bleeding damage.
Okay.
And as you do that one, it was the front one is the dull red now, steps up, licking his trident, licking the blood clean, and kind of feeding into his own fury here. And so he is going to strike out towards Dalren.
Oh, and roll
I had
two
to find the
d20s.
thingy. For a 38.
38's a critical hit. It's gonna slip my guard and bury itself in my stomach.
Yeah, these guys are
Please?
not pushovers. We've learned this one before.
And then I will put my shield kind of in between them.
You're gonna block
And-
his hit.
Yeah.
Oh, that's neat. We got new level 8 stuff now. Okay, so it's gonna be 10 less than this.
I had that before, actually.
Have you?
It just
Yeah.
hasn't come up.
It just hasn't come up.
And you think actually your hardness might be even better.
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
It's gonna catch you for 40 points of piercing damage on that critical hit, and you are gonna start bleeding as well.
Alright, so minus 12.
40 minus 12. Okay,
So
so
still not great, but
still not great. So 40 minus
How does he
28.
succeed?
28 minus 10 hit points drops to 18.
While you're doing math, he stabs you again. You look distracted. But that's gonna just go completely wild. They're kind of being consumed by their rage here, not really focusing these strikes, landing these solid blows almost more by luck. Then the other one's swinging at Buddy. This is gonna let go once for a 25.
and that does not. I'm pretty solid wall here. It just kind of runs into none.
Followed up with a 31.
And that just manages to
Fairly
hit.
good, man. And he's gonna catch you for 23 points of piercing damage. You're already bleeding.
And
so-
I will kind of rock into that and take shield block again.
Well, 11. 2 reactions, boys.
That's the new thing.
That's the new thing. I knew there was a new part of this
It's
somewhere.
the new hotness.
All right, so you take 11 points of piercing damage, as does your shield, which, I know your shield's got a buttload of health,
Got
champion.
120 health.
Oh my gosh,
Oh,
it's
wow.
chilling. Your shield is chilling. It's got some little dents in it. Iomadai has blessed you.
Yeah.
Rur.
Acid
And
arrow
a
and
champion.
bleed.
At the end of your thing. Wait,
That was the end of Buddy's turn.
it was the end of the Chiruka's turn.
Yeah.
He just
Alright.
blocked
No,
a lot of
on
things.
your last turn, didn't you?
I complete.
It's complete. He didn't
Yeah,
take
but
it.
you didn't roll a d20 either.
Oh, yeah, roll to see if they end. That's the thing we need to do.
Okay. Oh, goodness.
He's trying to escape.
Armor check
Okay,
penalty.
so
That's a
then-
real thing.
Armor
Not-
check penalty.
That was nearly.
So neither ends?
Almost.
Neither ends. All right, Rur. Thinking.
I'm gonna walk right up behind Buddy and battle medicine
Squeeze into the room.
Buddy.
I actually look remarkably fine, but yes, that works.
Oh, you're still taking some hits. Even on a 1, this passes for expert.
Oh, okay.
So
Does
that
it
critically,
pass?
that critically
Alright, so
succeeds.
You get 4d8 plus 15?
Yes.
Because
Yes, because medic gives me a +5 to that.
Yeah, 4d8 plus 15 with the new medic archetype from the Advanced Player's Guide, which Bert took immediately for obvious reasons, because it's really, really, really good.
So that's 29 health.
And there's your 1 action left. I must go. I'm not
My people
staying.
need me.
I'm just touching. Alright, Dalren. One of your scampers up. Quickly patching the body and scampers back. You go.
So, yeah, I don't have nearly as much health as I used to, so I can't walk up here and just tank hits like this. So, but certainly fighting retreats are things that I'm not terribly not used to. So, bring that geese arm around and just slash through the both of them with a single strike for a natural 20.
Ooh, they going down.
Probably not, but well, maybe it is Dalren.
It's Dalren.
It's Dalren, maybe. One of them is.
You're gonna roll max damage. you
My
got
boy
this.
hits hard.
That's a good old slash. Fighting retreat or just kill them all. Forehead.
And fortitude saves for the.
Yeah, it's Fortitude
Frost
save
Road.
DC 20.
Oh, holy crap.
The 4 for the both of them.
The one in front of Buford is going to. Does critically succeeding matter? Is it just pass or fail?
I think it's just pass or fail.
Okay, 1 passes, 1 fails. The one in front of you fails, the one in front of Buford passes.
Cool. So
Pretty sure it's a
I,
-10.
So there's
I
speed, yeah.
think
it's like
is it his speed? I think it might be his speed.
probably his speed. So
We'll
he's
say
like
speed.
rhymed and he has a minus. He's slowed by this burst of frost.
And they're
this
both-
Frosterd's going ham
I
today.
tell you, yeah, best frickin' purchase. So 48 damage between the two of them. So for both of them, sorry. 48 damage, 48 damage.
Okay. That is going to kill the one in front of Buford with a solid swipe, but not quite the one in front of you. Fortunately, it's the one who failed to save, so he's slowed now.
And I will. These guys are actually good fighters, I recall. So I'm going to take a 5-foot step and get behind Buford.
Yeah. Let's take this position here. Resme.
Resme, channeling her memories of Esvis, will actually pull an arrow up out of the quiver that's on her back and throw it as hard as she can with her magic at the last Chiruka. Telekinetic projectile.
Okay. And then, you were bleeding, right?
Yes, I did not manage to
That's
stop
a
it.
nat 20.
Okay.
Your inner Esvis has appeared.
Yep, that's happening.
Thank you, Esvis.
Is he pinned?
He should be.
He should be.
He should be.
No, he's just taking like a gazillion d6 of damage.
8, 9,
He's probably dead.
26.
He's dead. So what as you honor your ancestors here,
Ancestors of Esmus?
what happens to this?
Is that how that works?
Old enough to be her grandpa, I guess.
What happens to this little
As
monkey?
her magic flings the arrow out, it goes unearthly, channeling Esvis's spirit, piercing him through the eye and going out the other side of his head, and actually pinning him to the side of the wall.
He was in the middle of the hallway. How'd you even do that?
Well, there's some-
Magic.
Actually, yeah, and just throw that
There.
around.
Yeah, it's like he never left. Espis is still among us. Alrighty, so with that,
Whoa!
Ugh.
Everyone, make reflex saves.
So I guess
sounds
I'll
of battle falling silent now. Those in the dormitory having been dealt with.
try and stop my position damage.
Yeah, try to stop my bleeding.
Each of you gets 2 actions to try and stop.
15.
14.
So, I mean, when you're using actions.
Oh,
you
yeah,
stop.
that's right, it's 10,
you
yeah.
stop your bleeding. For you, stop your acid is the more severe thing, but you can only stop one of them before it goes off. So you're going to bleed
Okay.
for 4.
Okay.
And then I can try and help. So that would definitely give
And
you
then
another
you can roll
reroll.
another check, and then you can. But, I mean, between the 2 of your work, you'd certainly be able to stop it before Buford bled any further.
Died, yeah, like,
Wait,
you know.
did
Not
I
gonna-
get did I get you back to max health with the battle medicine?
Yeah, I was really
Oh,
actually
then the bleeding
not very
stops.
Oh, yeah, you're not bleeding.
Oh,
If you're at
okay.
max health, you can't be bleeding.
And the
You're only
acid too,
injuries.
probably, yeah.
low. Yeah, I was not
So yeah,
very
so you're at
injured.
top. You're topped off. Then you're perfectly fine. You're not bleeding anymore.
That's why I just
Now-
went for the quick patch up.
Now can I try to heal you?
Sure, certainly. It's actually...
The blessing would actually still be there, but it would start to be fading because it lasts for a full minute. And that fight was
It's
remarkably
very brief.
quick.
You kind of cleared that barrack pretty quickly.
The artillery. Give it a shot.
All right, maybe my primal magic will work. And Resme will reach out, and she'll just say, "Please work, please work, please work, please work." And then I will cast heal.
Okay.
And I'm
So,
guessing I'm rolling a spell check.
Well, you can definitely heal him for some, but roll me a counteract check. Yeah.
+9 to whatever your healing would be.
Oh, healer's blessing affects everyone who's healing him.
Yeah.
It's
Oh,
any
neat.
healing
Yeah, it's neat.
spells.
Oh, okay, that's cool.
It even affects
That's
like,
going to be a
heals,
hero point because I would like that to work.
It's the sad times. We'll take
like that fountain of light heal spell that
Okay, we'll
clerics
take
get. Every time
better.
you touch it, you would get another instance, but heals over time.
Don't work. But like fast
It
healing.
gets it
It's
once.
just that
Oh,
number
okay,
right
fair
there.
It's a 27
With
Roll
a
an 11.
plus 16. I use my spell attack roll, don't I?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
it's
sorry.
good
sorry,
counter.
sorry.
So, with a 26, you would
27.
27 still, you'd be able to heal up the Triton strike that Shruka had landed and some of the bleeding. You'd be able to heal him for however much you're rolling up to the maximum of where the golem left you.
Perfect.
It is very difficult to heal the golem's wounds.
Okay, it's 15 plus 9, so
24.
24 will get me up to full.
Did you do a 1 action or 2 action?
it was just a 2 action.
Okay.
That's just first heal.
Yeah.
And you would notice, like, my shield is actually, like, quite damaged. Like, pieces are falling off. But you would kind of recognize a little bit from a cart that you had seen in the past. Whereas I started to crank around back, the interlocking metal, pieces of metal within the shield would actually start to kind of weave together again. And within about 18 seconds, my shield would actually be perfectly healed again. And you would be like,
It's just 2 pressure welded
It looks-
pieces
Wow.
of metal.
I
Yeah,
never
it
would have
looks-
described shield repair as healing, but that's about as good an example as I thought I'd ever hear.
it looks remarkably like Sal's, the way Sal's wagon ended up shifting kind of in and out of place.
Iomade
Remarkably similar.
protects.
Hey, you know, I did a pretty good job here. I'd say also that.
No credit for Buford. No whatsoever.
So yeah, I'd be, all those things would be kind of gone.
All right, about as well written as we suppose we can be. Let's see here. We have the outer walkway around us.
Higher, right?
Again, workshop on the outer side if we want to swing back around that way, or we could head straight forward. It appears that the head of this creature, the kobold described it as the corpse of a giant beast. There should be a skull where their temple is. Maybe it's up toward the front. Either that or possibly, the drawing is unclear. We may have to go to the interior first in order to be able to get there.
I'm a fan of the workshop idea. Preventing bodies and items are both solid ideas before we continue this siege.
Seems reasonable. Back the other way then.
There's something I'm forgetting. I don't remember what it is, but it's important.
That's not a good thing to say at this time.
Alrighty, so the workshop being the other side of the entrance.
Yeah,
is
just
Yes,
gonna
yes.
do a boomerang.
heading back through the entryway where you defeated the golem, and preparing yourselves at the back side of this door now. I imagine something largely like this.
That's actually perfect.
Close enough.
Yeah.
And Buddy would once again.
Can I pre-rage before we open
You
the
can't
door?
rage if there's not.
You have to
enemies
have a
inside.
target.
Yeah.
Can I get really mad at like Rur maybe? Or...
Here, punch me.
Rur starts talking about how they have, they'd be probably weak to fire, and Dalrin's like, don't even get her.
You know, I think that golem was weak to electricity.
So as you open, it is largely what the kobold had told you. This seems to be a forge of some kind. There's chunks of iron scattered throughout the room, almost haphazardly, while a full trench of molten rock runs much the length of the western side of the room, all the way down a hallway that seems to mirror
That's really nifty.
the dormitories.
Haven't the Cinderclaws heard of shelves?
barracks that you had just left.
Or furnaces.
Near the
They
trench.
can't have shelves.
Near the trench, there is an assortment of anvils and forging equipment. And there are two beasts here nearby, about halfway through the area, that seem to be somewhat on guard, but not entirely positive what they're looking for. The pair of them look mostly like Chiruka, but very mutated.
So not
Draconic.
So not puppies.
Very similar to the being you had fought at the totem outside of Akraval, not far from it.
Oh,
but
that
this
guy was
time,
rough.
there's
was
two
rough.
of them.
But there's no blinding totem.
And
Yeah.
as you open the door and they see you, they each reach down to pull red-hot warhammers from the trenches.
And so they reach into the lava?
The handles are kind of sticking out of the lava.
Oh, okay.
There's no
Head of the
convection
thing
in
is just-
fantasy.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's lava. You can stand next to it. Nothing bad happens to you. It's fantasy lava.
That's good.
It's
So-
not convectional lava.
So, as they see you there, and you kind of got the die cocked. As they see you, we are most certainly going to be rolling some initiative.
Not
You
another
fought
two, is it?
No.
one that was unarmed before.
No, it had arms.
I did steal it from you.
Now
This is
we're
all your
fighting
fault.
two.
It's okay.
We'll believe in ourselves.
I blame Derp for this moment.
It's how I live my life. I'm sorry, Loopy.
Okie dokie. Let me get battle music here. That seems good. Sirenscape's got the whappity.
They're learning.
All right.
You've got them all punning now.
Dragonling number 1 has a difficult time grabbing his hammer. Kind of stuck.
Ow! Ow, it's hot.
I would imagine it's a little hot.
I should have worn forging gloves.
Oh wait, I'm immune to fire, but I just can't like get it.
Ah, knew
He's
it.
gonna get a 17.
Called
I
it.
mean, we didn't know that before, didn't we?
You already knew that. You found
Yeah.
I know. Yeah, we know they're
immune
immune to fire.
The second is going to get a 30, so the bars are kind of set.
There's no fireballs.
Rur,
36. I did
Solid.
roll a 2.
you did good, buddy.
Well, I got a natural one for a 17.
Hey, he also got a natural one for a 17. You guys can hang on the dumpster together. All right.
I got a 20.
Resume.
28.
Alrighty, so here we are. Rur, the first to react. What are you doing?
Move the things and
Fix the. Oh,
Yeah.
I gave you the 2 tokens.
You
Oh, I
didn't,
did
you
not.
just flashed them
I
at us.
flashed them. I didn't give you these little tiny.
You gave and then you
Small,
took them
they're
away.
Size, but they're little dragon monster things.
Little dragon monsters, adorable. Except then they're also like murderous.
So which one
And you-
stumbled to pick up its hammer?
That would be the one in the front, because they'll roll first. And you can see each of them has that long, twisting, snaking tail, almost kind of coiled around behind them.
Oh, I remember that stupid tail.
I'm going to look at the one back there and channel a blast from Ray of Enfeeblement with reach. There's full turn.
Thing that you have? Okay.
Yeah. So here's my d20. Because it is still a ray.
Yeah, gotta hit them.
I'm going to go on ahead and use this from
Give us your
Elf
meats.
Tiro, I believe is how you say your name. And convert that 7 to an 11.
That's
So
better.
27.
27's exactly its AC.
Woo!
Nice.
So
Fortitude.
fortitude.
Yeah, that is a hit. You have to hit it, and then it also gets a save.
Yeah, it's
But
meaty.
it does really
works.
cool stuff
Yeah,
if it
fortitude.
lands. All right, so he is going to get a 21 on the fortitude save.
He fails.
Hey!
He's enfeebled 2 for a minute.
Nice.
Wow.
And that does not have the incapacitate trait.
No, it doesn't because it's just enfeebled. Incapacitate's like stuff that stops you
Yeah.
from being able to move. So as this ray hits him, he's a little enfeebled. He pulls his hammer out of the lava, almost kind of shocked by his loss of strength.
And drops it right back in.
With the flap of his wings, jumps up to the doorway here. Fire already welling up in his mouth as he flies.
Yeah.
Before he I don't gotta tell you what he's doing. He's flying up to the door and he is loosing some fire breath out across. He doesn't have to get nearly that close, actually. He can be like back here and shoot that through the doorway.
I liked it when he was right next to me.
And I was gonna wash over everybody. Give me some reflex saves.
I'm
Whose
gonna
hero
be.
point is this?
That is totally mine.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Okay, hero points showing up. KDOS.
That's fine, full plate.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well
I'll be
decided.
fine. I mean,
Yeah,
honestly.
I just realized I actually never spent my reroll once I spent my
Yeah.
normal hero point, so I'm gonna spend that now.
Thank you, handsome ganker.
Thank you, Squid. Much better, but not really.
That's at least not a critical.
All right, so
Yeah, mine's a critical.
we got.
15.
That is in fact a critical.
27.
That's a
Or-
success.
26.
Still a success.
Okay.
23.
Not a success.
26.
Also a success. So, Derp, Rura, and Resme, you are going to take half. Buddy, you are going to take double. Please stand by while I roll dice. All right,
They're all D1s.
14,
He just does a number.
22, 27, 34, 38 points of fire damage. So, Buddy is going to
40,
take 76 points of fire damage as he just eats this. Dalren's going to take 38, and Resme and Rur are going to take 14.
Ow!
As he looses this massive god of flame. Buddy died for your sins, being roasted in front of the
Looks
party and taking.
Remarkably okay for what's happened, but is still looking quite
Is that fire?
It is. It's fire, yes. It is
Yes, I have
definitely
resistance
fire
to that.
Alright, so you take slightly less than that.
5 less.
So only 9 then for you. And Resme, it is your turn.
Because we got a ring.
We do.
Yeah, you got the fire resistance ring on
I
the
do.
Ekajai.
Very pretty. Resme, a bit singed, but wanting to slow these things down as much as she possibly can, will kind of duck out to the side and cast out Dormius Maxima, and cast Sleep.
Sleep.
He just falls out of the air.
Alright, so what
Will
is that? A
save.
save of some
That is
kind?
a will
Alright.
save.
Is it both of them?
It's a 5-foot burst, so if I can
it's-
catch
nah,
both of
it's
them,
only gonna be one of them.
then
Never
the
mind.
one
One
up-
or the other.
I'm gonna do the one that's closer.
Alright,
That looks more
so
chompy.
will save, you say?
Yep.
Okie dokie. So, step 1, the will save is a 20.
That is going to be a failure.
That is going to be a success because it has the incapacitation trait, and I assume you're not casting at a 4th level. Are you casting at a 4th level? I guess I'm assuming you're magic.
I mean, I think that's pretty much the only thing I could do for it to be effective.
Well, is it a
Do you
sorcerer
have it
spell
as a-
or
it is a
level?
sorcerer spell.
Yeah,
Did
but
you
is
buy
it your
it at 4th
signature
level?
spell?
No, that's right. It's
So
not.
he's gonna succeed.
So he's gonna succeed.
And,
Well, he'll still take a -1.
Even then, as you feel that spell kind of hit on him, it seems to do absolutely nothing at all.
Okay, so they're just immune to sleep.
He is immune to sleep.
I hate you.
Dragons are immune to sleep effects.
I really don't like you.
Had a whole bunch of steps to go through to tell you he's immune to
Wow.
it, but you have one
Harsh.
action left.
Harsh.
I'm gonna shield and then kind of just pout in the corner.
I think it hasn't been a great day for things not being immune to stuff Resume casts. I think you had a 50% success rate so far today.
Try hitting them with fire.
Dalren.
They're weak to fire.
All right, so because he didn't advance all the way, I noticed that they're in a nice little line.
They're infecting a nice little line.
So I can just shoot this right over Buddy's shoulder. So just rage lightning's gonna build up. Or can I not in fact shoot this right over lightning's shoulder?
Away. I'll give it to you.
I got burnt
I'll
so
give
bad.
it
I'm
to you.
probably crippled in
I'll give it to you. He's
pain over
doubled
here.
over in pain and shoot it over. And there you go. I'll give it to you.
He is kind. He is kind.
I'm
And
a benevolent GM.
stroke of lightning will just lance through the both of them. They have reflex saves.
Yep, and as this blasts through here.
They have dragon breath. I have dragon breath.
Okay, one in the front.
He's not having a good time.
No, he's not. He gets a 17.
Ooh, that's
Does that critically fail?
It does not critically fail.
The one on the back's gonna get a 30.
The 30 will normal pass. So the one in the front is going to take 10, 20, 29 lightning damage, and the
Okay.
one in the back will take 14.
Because I think the first damage has been done to them so far.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
think it is actually.
And then the one in the back.
Oh,
Is that 3 actions?
One to rage, 2 to shoot.
Okay.
He's
I
gonna
think.
fly it up, and he's gonna breathe fire through the door.
Yeah, I think he is, and I think I'm probably going to fall over unless this is a really good roll.
We're all still in the fire breathing formation, so he's gonna.
Well, it's not like we really had a whole lot of...
He's gonna do it again.
Okay, that was much better, by the way.
Yeah, let's not have that
Okay.
thing that just
I hear
happened.
Redmay here pointing in the distance.
Yeah. No, I don't like ones.
I collect. Oh, don't critically fail. It hurts a lot.
I
I'll
know.
start rolling in advance. 20. I think that's a really bad first couple of D6. Really bad second couple of D6. Whew, that's triple ones. This is a
Okay, that's some really good use of a hero point.
wow. Wow, we got feast and famine on the 2 fire breaths. This guy just, it's okay. It happens to all Chiruka Dragon Link sometimes, so I'm told. The damage is going to be 17
Ooh,
on 96.
wow.
Wow.
Almost exclusively ones. And, what'd you get?
26.
Okay, you're gonna take 8.
This
you.
is reflex?
Also a 26.
You're gonna take 8. You.
Also a
You're
26.
gonna take 8. You.
36.
You're gonna take nothing because you critically succeed.
Rockin'.
This dude.
Did he just
With a
aim
9?
too high or
The
something?
first one
Huh?
comes
With a
through.
9?
19.
Oh,
The first one comes through.
I
and
hero pointed.
Oh,
lets
gotcha.
through a
Because 9 won't go back.
massive rippling cone of flame that near incinerates the party. And the second one gets a cough of I rolled 96 and I think 7 of them were ones. That was like
Look,
it was an impressively bad roll.
smoking is bad for your health.
It kind of like stumbles. It kind of blows into the ground. It's not super effective.
Performance issues.
Buddy, it happens. It happens every. He's a monkey most of his life. He's not used to being a dragon yet. It's like it happens. Don't bully him.
I am going to step up towards this man.
You're level 0.
Yeah. And then I am going to smack this man.
To be fair, the first roll is a pretty high roll.
Which is not a great smack, but you know, whatever.
What are you talking about? This is 20.
Sure. Okay, so that is actually only a 24.
24, he's going to stumble and duck under. They are surprisingly quick. They are still Chiruka.
And then I will raise my shroom.
Alrighty. Rare.
Well, I guess I'm going to hit him with the Holy Fireball. Divine Wrath.
Oh, baby. Divine Wrath, you say.
Yeah. And that's going to be all good damage.
It's all good.
Alright, so you're just gonna kind of. I mean, you know you can just throw this on top of Buddy. Like, he's
Yeah.
not gonna care. Maybe not Dalren, but just kind of into the room, knowing that Buddy is not gonna suffer from this at all. They're definitely evil, and are they reflexing?
Fortitude.
Fortituding. Well, that's significantly better for them. First one's gonna get 29. And the second one's gonna get a 34. Both succeed normally, I think.
Yes. So they take half damage, which is,
Really good dice.
yeah,
Yeah.
13.
It's good.
13 is half.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's pretty solid. That's not
A
bad.
10, a 9, a 5, and a 3. So
Sure, your light works. There's no justice in
And
the
then I'm
world.
moving out of breath weapon formation.
Oh, that's good.
Oh, tactics. Look at that. Get out of breath weapon formation.
Also into cover, which is also very nice.
Big smart. So that brings us to the one in the back is the one that goes first. He's not quite there yet. He's got an idea, and it's hit you with the warhammer that he has. So he's gonna hop forward and swing once with this red-hot head of his hammer, looking almost near molten, but still holding together perfectly fine, actually. For a 29.
And that will not hit. I ended up. It kind of glances off my shield here. With so much momentum, it's kind of easy to see it coming. It's also
Really,
glowing.
Yeah, it's really easy
It's
to
very
see.
easy to track. Second swing for a 21. So just battering hopelessly
Yeah.
against the wall that is Buford. That actually critically fails,
It
I
does,
think.
yeah.
Yeah. AC 31 now. Resume.
Resme will kind of move out to the side a little and send a bolt of force at the one in front of Buddy, and I'm gonna try to trip him with telekinetic maneuver.
I just heard Buddy and Trip, and I'm like, you're what now? Like,
Okay. Okay.
If you knock Buddy like a bowling ball,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
can
yeah,
scatter
yeah, yeah.
them.
So
Exactly.
they need to make me reflex saves.
Oh, okay. Both of them?
No, just one of them.
It's
I roll.
telekinetic maneuver, right?
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
almost positive
Your spell
that's
attack
not
versus
correct.
Oh,
their
that's right.
reflex
Because they're
difficulty.
doing a maneuver.
This is like one of the few times I get to roll dice.
You're not used to like trying to actually like
You
attack
gotta do
people.
things.
I don't want to. I want to do things. Oh, that's very nice. 18 plus 16 would be a 34.
34 is going to critically succeed.
Ooh, he take
So
damage.
it's gonna knock him down, and he's gonna take D6 damage.
Pop.
He going down. Take a damage.
One Demahawk wave.
One.
The one that attacked Buddy's also enfeebled too. So
And
I mean, it didn't hit her. So
Yeah,
like,
just-
I know. I do have the card for that.
because
I
I'm
remembered this time.
I'm not feeling this fire thing, so I'm gonna back up like 25 feet.
One action for telekinetic maneuver.
It's two.
When he turns over, because you moved over to see him.
I
All right.
did. That's right. I did. Bummer.
Okay, so I recall these tails. These tails have gotten me before, so I'm just gonna 5-foot step up.
Learned a valuable lesson about my move actions being disrupted by the stupid tail.
Stupid frickin' tail. It's not just disrupting the move action too; it also hurts like crazy, and I can't
Does do a
afford.
lot of damage, surprisingly.
Can't afford to get hit that hard. But they are standing right next to each other, which is glorious. So he's going to sweep this through the both of them with a swipe attack, and my attached tiger Manuki is
What?
going to growl at them. I have a little tiny tiger that I've tied onto my my forearm. It's a talisman.
I feel ya.
What?
Salsartan of Salsorporium. I have little tiger things.
It is
What do
a
they do?
consumable of level 6 or below. Good
No,
sir.
it's a tiger sword.
I was not aware that you would purchase the tiger sword from Salsartan.
It's not a tiger sword. It's a little tiger talisman, which I've tied to my polearm.
Yeah, tiger
No, it's a
sword for
tiger
your long
sword
sword.
for your long
Oh,
sword.
tiger sword for my longsword. Yes,
Yeah, come
exactly
on.
right.
Okay, what in the hell does that do?
So it gives my weapon the sweep trait, which when combined with the swipe class feat, I'm sweeping with a swipe, which gives me +1 to both of those attacks.
Okay.
That's a lot of alliteration.
So you get a +1. Fair enough.
I get a +1.
This
It's
is
okay.
this is like the.
And it lasts a whole minute.
Okay, there you go.
There you go.
That's the whole minute.
That's value added.
Swipe these two little dragon charukas.
That's it. That's it.
Kill them
No
with
swiping.
consonants.
That's a natural 1, so I'm gonna take this hero point
That'll be a
here.
lot of build up to just roll a 1.
I know, right? It's terrible. Now that hero point is thanks to... Oh, it's thanks to Paizo's modern monetary theory.
Kados is almost full again. Kados has done well this day. Many hero points have been spent this stream.
There we go. That's a 30.
30 is gonna hit them both.
31, I'm sorry.
31 still hits them both.
All right, and the one that's flat-footed, any chance of a crit?
Not indeed, no.
Okay.
maybe if you roll better.
So that's going to be 10, 24, 20...
There's so many.
24, 27 on them both.
Hey, the one in front of Buford's already got 27 damage. Why do we keep doing factors here today? Are we trying to be edutainment? We're doing math?
Yeah, always.
No.
Thank you, Tiger.
Math is dumb and stupid.
Math
okay,
is amazing.
so, speaking of the one in front of Buford.
More fire breath.
No.
He's gonna fart on it.
That's definitely. It was the one who. I mean, if he can do it, it's not a huge threat because that's the confident floor to do
yeah.
anything. However, he is also going to swing his warhammer up towards Buford now. Making up for the other one, completely freaking failing with a 41.
And that just barely crits.
Ouch.
But I will kind of lean into this and try and take most of the hit with
Alright,
the shadow shield.
Isn't he enfeebled?
No,
No,
one's
the other
enfeebled.
one is.
No, the
This
one
one's
that missed a
just
bunch
flat.
of times is enfeebled.
That makes sense.
This one's just on the ground flat-footed.
Alrighty, so yeah, he is on the floor at the moment, and he which would actually
Which
make
is
it
-2.
39, but it was a natural 20, so it's still gonna critically succeed. Fun fact: he only exactly crits you on a natural 20 while he has no negative modifiers, so that's pretty solid. But he's gonna whap you for 18 points of bludgeoning damage and 6 points of fire from
Okay.
the molten head of his warhammer.
So 18, 6,
So 24 total.
24 minus 12.
12.
Cool.
I know
Thank
the
you.
answers to that.
Before kind of using that, trying to batter you back to stand himself up, which of course is going to provoke from our new barbarian friend. He's very excited about his attack opportunity.
Except the rolling ones!
Oh,
Spin a
nice.
hero point!
Is that your last one?
That's my last
Yeah.
one.
Oh.
Oh.
Maybe I should have saved that to not die.
Yeah,
huh?
well, I mean, I guess.
Too late.
Further occasion. It'll be
Thank
fine.
you, Wolven01. Alright, let's try this die.
That's 8 times as good.
That is 8 times as good. That's a 25. Plus he's standing up, maybe? I don't know.
That's the thing.
I think
Isn't
that
he
they
a
still
Feeble?
have-
He's
He's
prone
still
for
prone,
the
right?
attack, so
Prone.
25 will hit him. Yeah.
Yay!
I don't think that changed.
Because he's not up until after the action, so.
So 22, 22, and 4. 26 total. These guys aren't weak to frost, I take it.
They are not actually. They have.
No weaknesses.
Uh,
Except death.
And puns.
And then standing, he is going to swipe with his free hand as he kind of kips himself up, just slashing kind of wildly at Buford for 22.
And I'm,
Almost critically fails. That's so crazy.
he's,
Dalred, no
having
empty.
trouble.
P-Fred 0 gives a hero point.
We love you,
No
P-Fred.
Zero.
empty, that's illegal. You can't have 0 hero points.
That is illegal.
Which brings us to, buddy.
okay, I am going
You're both
to.
pretty well injured.
I am, but not like critically. Still, I am going to.
No, they are.
Oh, they
They
are.
are both pretty well injured.
Gotcha.
The barbarian in the backline's been doing some real solid poking.
That's good. That's why I have him.
This is why I hang out with this
It's all your
person.
fault.
This is why I bought the upgraded
Realize
model.
that you are used in this relationship.
Some people go with Dalrin 1.0.
I'm
Version
going
8.
to slam down with a hammer and trying to get one of these guys out of the picture. Is the hope. And it's 15 there. Okay. That is a 32.
32's gonna hit him. The one to your right, the one actually directly in front of you, is a little bit more injured.
Okay, cool. That's what I was going for. Okay, so
It's pretty
that
even actually. They've been getting really
is,
evenly worn down.
17 damage.
And 17 damage is gonna be enough to put him out.
Oh, cool. I was kind of not expecting that, so that works out great.
They're pretty hurt. They've actually taken a solid beating from a variety of sources.
And which one was that in this order?
That is the one who just went.
Okay. And then I will, I'm gonna try and get a backswing here. You know, hope for the best, right?
You just bop them both.
Well, probably not. Okay, so that is a, not bad. Okay, so let's see here. That is a 28.
28's gonna hit him.
Oh,
Hey.
I
yeah.
love the constant shifting and clanking.
Yes.
You bop them both?
12.
Bop,
Not quite.
bop.
Not quite, no.
And then I will keep my shield raised because that's pretty important.
Alrighty, that brings us to Rur here, who is the recipient of a brand new hero point from Ghost of Azan. Rur for breaking fire breath formation. How something's as good as have to start prepping Agents of Edgewatch quick. I stepped out of the doorway. Tactical mastermind, this halfling.
Wow.
So this one here looks like he's peeking around the door like he is just barely still standing after that last blow from Buford. You guys have actually come, I think, 2 levels since you fought one of these. You were 6 when you fought one of them alone, and now at 8, you're standing for 2 pretty solidly well.
Well, I already spent a pretty decent spell on these guys, so I think I'm just going to go ahead and downgrade all the way to cantrip and throw a divine lance at his face.
Yeah, you say that,
You
but
say
we know
that.
it auto heightens to level 4.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm going to peek around the corner of the doorway and just throw a spear of holy energy directly into his body for a 2.
In the direction.
In the direction.
In the direction of his
Yeah,
body.
in the
vaguely
direction of
towards
his body. So I don't know what's with me in 2s today.
It's
But,
Tuesday.
It is Tuesday.
No, it's
Saturday,
It's
though.
actually
So that's a
not.
total of an 18.
It's
18 is
Wednesday, Piglet.
just off of critically missing, so it's just kind of going to barely clip a wing and the magic won't really land.
And then I'm going to be sad in the corner and take cover.
Protect me. So, as his friend falls, he is going to step over to the side, seeing that the barbarian is pretty angry. His
Not
mouth,
angry, just contemptuous, thank you.
Yeah.
his
Thank you very
mouth
much.
filling with flame once more.
Oh, God.
As he lets out a blast. Fortunately, from here, that's just going to be across Buddy and Doran. So you 2 need to give me reflex saves. And this is the enfeebled boy.
Okay, so can I also glimpse of redemption since he's well, we'll see if you take a damage, I guess. Oh my gosh, I'm so bad at these.
You're very.
You do get your bulwark from your armor on this.
Yeah, I
right?
know.
You're getting
I know.
I think that
I
doesn't
know.
fix a 4 on the dice.
It does not
fair.
fix a 4 on the
I mean,
die.
you're
Not as good as you
giant
should
full
expect.
plate. It makes sense.
Yeah, but I'm not going to
to
burn a hero, my last hero.
No,
point
that's what
on
I'm
it.
saying. It's about as good as you
Or
would
a 3.
expect.
Or a 3 on the die. You know, it doesn't make it any better.
What did you get?
I had a 24.
14.
You critically failed again?
Yeah.
Oh boy! All right,
With a hero
so
point.
yeah. Well, let's see. So it's going to be 15, going to 18,
Calculator.
going to
We're at 33.
26. So you're going to take 52 fire damage. You're going to take 26 fire damage.
My
So
armor kind of melts into me, and I'll just go like, as I just kind of
Collapse.
teeter over a little bit.
And as Buddy falls over, their resume.
26, 26, 26.
Resume will, like, her eyes will open wide, and she'll say, "Oh, okay, gotta make this a sure thing." And she'll cast magic missile, and she'll
There it
throw a
is.
triple magic missile on this
I
thing.
have 3 hit points left.
Conscious. You know what we call that? Up. And I don't think you could not kill
No,
him with a triple magic
yeah.
missile at this point. So
It's over.
What do you do to finish this final Chiruka dragonling here? What happens?
Essentially what'll happen is she'll just target the missiles toward the holes that Dalrin and Buddy have already put in, and she'll just send them winging into his body, and explode him from the inside out.
Force
As-
effects.
He falls with not having to roll attacks is pretty hot, it turns out. As he falls right after Buddy, as the group of you rush to his aid, certainly, or at least I'm positive Rur does at the very least.
Yeah.
Dalren,
Like that, he's
just
fine.
barely still conscious in the doorway, is staggering out.
Dalrin.
The front of the fortress secured is actually going to be all the time that we have for today.
What?
We have made a foothold in the Cinderclaw fortress here. We've come in the doorway. We've dealt with their first line defenses, their workshop, their foundries, and their barracks. But we haven't even begun to intrude into the inner sanctum. Jets, thank you all for being here as part of our Gen Con adventures. We're actually here every Saturday. We're on a different time than usual. Normally we're at 2 p.m. Eastern, so it would have been somewhere in the general range of 7 hours ago is when we normally start, up to when we started. So it's a little bit longer and quite a bit earlier.
Nothing
Hopefully,
you just said made any sense.
we'll see you around for some of that. We've had a bunch of our various links on screen this entire time, but if you will bear with me for a brief moment as I figure out once more how to raid. because I'm a good Twitch streamer. I know what I'm doing. I'm going to send you all over to another bit of Pathfinder 2e live play action with the Glass Cannon Boys, who some of you might be familiar with over... Peyton's got it? All right, cool, because I have no idea what I'm doing.
Please don't leave this up to him.
So you set it up, Peyton. Stay tuned if you want some more Pathfinder. The Glass Cannon guys are absolutely hilarious with their Thunder Company. Hopefully, we'll see you
Next
in some
Saturday.
recurring Saturdays for what may be the finale of our adventures here in the Fortress. But
One way or another.
One way or another.
they're gonna die or we will. Good night, everybody. Enjoy Glass Cannon. Thanks for stopping by.